Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to style you guys. Today is all about you guys, it's about community, and it's about fundraising. If you don't follow me on Instagram or check my community tab, last month I kind of started a fundraiser to raise money for the American Civil Liberties Union. And through those donations, I offered you guys my styling services. So for $50, I would help you style 3 items of clothing. For $25, we would do 1 item of clothing. And for $5, I would help you decide if you should add something to your closet or not. We got so many donations. After I rounded up to the next $100, we donated $1,800 to the ACLU, which is so amazing. I really thought we would raise maybe like $300. And because we raised so much money, I was not expecting this much support. So thank you so much for your patience. This has taken me so long to do. I've probably spent like 50 to 100 hours on this thing. It's like not even exaggeration. I styled close to 30 of you and way more than that donated. So a lot of people donated and they were like, don't even need anything, just here's the donation. You guys just like absolutely rock. And so yeah, you know, I don't want to get like too depressing, but frankly, this administration is appalling. What was happening in Minneapolis was so disgusting. What's still happening in Minneapolis, what's still happening all across the country. I have to like censor myself because we are donating the first 30 days of AdSense from this video, so I don't want it to get demonetized. So we'll have another donation on the way, but just to make it abundantly clear, I do not support. And so it's cool that we kind of get to come here and, you know, focus on the fashion, laugh, hee hee, ha ha, and at the same time be raising money to fight crazy injustices happening in our country. So yeah, okay, wow. Let's get into it. This video is like so long, but I really love long videos, so hopefully you guys too. So I guess before we get started, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so patient with me, because this has been a really big project. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm like, yeah, can't talk, I'm working, can't talk, I'm editing, can't talk, I'm styling. Don't talk to me, I'm in my editing cave. So I bet everybody is ready for me to be finished with this. And then a few more things just about the video. I didn't ask for people's preferred pronouns. Rookie mistake. Fundraiser rookie mistake here. So everybody was female presenting. I called everybody she, her. So I apologize if that is not your preferred pronoun. Now I know for next time we learn and we get better. And the second thing I want to say about styling everybody is that you know, if you're from this channel, I don't really like to push links and pressure you guys to shop and, you know, like here's my Amazon storefront. That's not really what I want the channel to be. And so these are all just kind of like shopping guides for like inspiration, right? Ideally, I would love for you guys to like save this image to your phone, and when you're thrifting, bring it out and be like, ooh, like let me, you know, can I find something similar to this top? So I kind of came at it with the perspective of this just being like your own little Pinterest like snapshot, like, ooh, like if I want to make this outfit, this is what I can reference to find similar pieces, if that makes sense. If you really want to know where something's from, you can email me. You can email me, but some of this stuff was like sold out. Some of it is vintage from Etsy, or maybe it's not your size. I pulled it from Poshmark, but yeah, it's just supposed to be like a little lookbook for you to reference. I also wanted to say that for a lot of these outfits, I duplicated a few things. That way you feel like you can get more use out of them. Like for some of them, I did give you a new purse for like every single outfit or a new accessory or whatever. But then for a few of these outfits, I might have given you the same shoes for 2 outfits just to like promote actually wearing our stuff, you know? That way if you felt like you wanted to buy something, you could buy the piece that was duplicated and you could see, you know, more than one way to wear it. Okay, and with all that being said, let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with the $50 tier, which you could send me 3 pieces of clothing and I would make 2 outfits per item. And we'll start out with Instagram content creator. And I was so excited because she sent me this skirt and I was like, I know that skirt. I emailed back, I said, did you buy this from my mom's Poshmark? And she said yes. And when you bought it, we were so excited because I think you tagged me in an Instagram story and my mom was like over the moon thrilled. I was so excited to see this. She did confirm this was something my mom thrifted. So I was like, oh my God, full circle. Also, I feel, guys, I'm starting to think I might be dyslexic. I'm to think perhaps I have a learning disability because you emailed me and you were you included your Instagram handle and then you said it's pronounced Cassini, like you spelled it out phonetically. And then you said like the astronomer. I read this like the astronaut. Up until this moment here where I read it again, I was like, oh my God, you big dum-dum, that says that says astronomer. And so then originally when I read that, it's pronounced Cassini, like the astronaut. I was like, and then it didn't even click to me that that could be somebody's name. And then I was staring at Cassini and I was like, how do you make that like rhyme with astronaut? If you follow me on Instagram, you know I can't spell for shit. Like every single thing I ever type out is spelled wrong. I don't know. Astronaut. Okay, well, let's get into it. She describes her style as Western prep academia. And she attached her Pinterest and her lookbook. Guys, I don't think I can share this with you, so I'm not going to, but you sent me this PDF of your style goals and it is so detailed and it is so cool. There's like a table of contents. I was like, wow, like this is what I strive to be. Like you have social media inspiration. There's just so much. And so after I saw this, I was like, I kind of felt intimidated because I was like, girl, I was like, I don't think you need help styling. You've got it locked down. So the 3 pieces that she needed help styling were this polo Ralph Lauren denim blazer, the thrifted skirt from my mom, and this animal print tie blouse. And for the mood board, well, it was hard to top your mood board. Because like I said, you got it all figured out. But I added a few more things that I found. Yeah, just really sticking with that polished academic look and also pulled in some safari inspiration. These safari outfits were so cute. I also didn't know that this was like a whole subset of Pinterest, like people planning their safari outfits. And I was really obsessed with that. So let's start with the denim blazer, denim jacket. She also gave me her index, so all of this is styled from her wardrobe. I just loved styling you guys with your indexes. Am I saying that right? Indexes? Yeah. Immediately when I saw this dress, I knew what we had to do here, okay? I love this dress. Love this dress. And I think for this outfit, we're gonna wear the jacket kind of undone so we can layer this belt underneath, kind of have that peeking out, have a fun moment. I love this suede. I think it's a suede, yeah. I love this green bag. That just feels right. And then we're doing like a little neck scarf because with the square neck, I just feel like the tie would be really cute there. And then to bring in more of that Western, we're doing the leather Western boot, also pulling in the same colors with the belt. This belt is so fun. I just love this outfit. I'm obsessed with this dress. It's so adorable. It's got so many fun textures. And then, yeah, adding that belt is just gonna like bump it up a little. Outfit number 2, I wanted something that kind of felt like horseback riding. I wanted to pull in some of that like English countryside, just like a tad. And so we've got this great, fantastic brown pleated skirt, pairing it with the cream turtleneck. And for this, we're gonna wear the jacket closed. These boots are so posh. These boots are so cute. I love the gold detail on them. I think we needed something a little bit more polished for this outfit, whereas in the last outfit, they're more loose, more casual, I guess, but this one really feels, yeah, more structured, more put together. And I feel like a turtleneck is always giving that vibe. Is she going to Oxford? Perhaps. And every student needs a big leather tote bag, so I paired it with this purse. And I think we do like a fun, like clipped up hair with like the bangs out, you know, just like that very like a hot English teacher from a 2000s movie. That's kind of how we want the hair to be in this outfit. Okay, moving on to the vintage skirt. For this outfit, I really liked pairing it with this sweater, this like thick cable knit, because it feels very, I don't know what kind of flower that is. It's like a snowflake almost, but also maybe like an Edelweiss flower. And so the Edelweiss feels very Alps to me. Garmisch is like my favorite place on earth. and so I kind of wanted to pull inspiration from there, and the cable knit sweater just felt like a really good match. I know that this skirt is more lightweight, but I think we have a good opportunity here to just pair it with some wool stockings or tights. And then because it's more summer, I wanted to find like the tallest boot that you had just to cover most of the calf. add a little bit more warmth. And then this jacket was so adorable. It's got the same tone, same texture as the boot. And then when I saw this Dooney and Burke, of course I had to go for it. This purse felt like a really good fit. I also wouldn't add a belt to this, I think because the bottom of the sweater has a thick band. That's gonna give it enough shape. And then the second outfit with the skirt, I wanted to do more of like a spring summer one, like I said, because it is a lightweight skirt. So we've got a really great lightweight button up tucked in, and here I'm giving you that belt again. I was just obsessed with this belt. I think it's so fun. And okay, so weirdly the skirt with the other sweater felt very Germanic, but then when I plopped it with these Western mules and the belt, all of a sudden the skirt felt very Western. So I love that. I think the skirt is very versatile, but it requires a theme. This skirt needs to tell a story. And then I went with this green bag again. And then I think for the top, I wouldn't button it all the way up. I would keep it kind of loose in the buttons. The animal print top I was so excited for. I immediately saw like so many possibilities with this. I loved it with a dark denim, especially this one with the cuffs. And then I pulled this denim trench coat. I have been obsessed with denim trench coats lately. That's kind of like on my thrift wish list at the moment. I think they look so chic. And I love denim together when they're two separate washes. I think it's a really cool look. And I just felt like the neckline of the trench coat would really let the bow on the blouse like have a moment. And then of course the leathers are matching. Leather tote again and some heeled booties. I think this is phenomenal. I think this is so good. And then outfit 2 for the animal print top, I wanted to lean more into those brown colors. And so I picked these phenomenal trousers. They look like they're like a slight wide leg. And I just felt like we had to kind of like lean into like the business wear of it all with the blouse. So yeah, putting it with the trouser and putting it with this awesome blazer. And then I picked these boots because they have a little like distressing in it, and I just thought that was kind of fun. I just liked the lug on the heel. I liked like a chunkier heel, and of course a leather bag again. This is definitely the darkest outfit, but I think it really works, and I just love like playing into the dark colors of the blouse with the trousers. This is like so fun. Next up we have Instagram content creator and YouTuber Diaries of Creativity. She and my mom gave the biggest donations, so thank you so much. Also just genuinely one of the sweetest people ever. So I was so excited that you donated. I was so excited to style you. She sent in this patchwork cardigan, this fun lace skirt, and this like really adorable, I think it's like a cotton top with like some fun red appliques and ruffles. Just like a very kind of like funky, quirky top. For the mood board, I wanted it to stay very piece specific. And I wanted to give you some good like work from home outfits, but also able to pop out for like a coffee or like go to the grocery store, run little errands, which I feel like we really achieved. I'm so excited. Okay, first up is this patchwork cardigan. This is so fun. And for this outfit, I really wanted to pull a few colors into the accessories. So for the base, we're keeping it pretty simple, like a wide leg, dark wash denim. And then I pulled this black tank top. It's got some eyelet on the sleeves, ruffles, buttons down the front. You could really put anything. This could just be like a plain black tank top, plain black t-shirt, because the cardigan is really the star of the show here. But just if you wanted to like add a few more cute elements, you could go with something ruffly, frilly, eyelet. And then I feel like the red and the pink was so loud in the cardigan that we had to do like a bright red ballet flat, little Mary Jane. I thought was adorable. And playing with the color here, because we already pulled the red, I wanted to stay with the primary colors. And so how fun would a yellow bag be? I think because this cardigan is so bright, we have the tendency to think like, oh, we can only do neutrals with it then. But this one, it's really working to pull a few colors from it and accessorize around that. And for the second outfit, I went with the bag again. I don't know, I feel like the bag is such an easy way to pull color from. Also so easy to thrift. I feel like I go into the thrift store and I see bright colored bags all the time. And it could be a tote. This is a bagoo bag. It could be a tote. It could be leather. You could knit something, you could crochet it, could literally like take an old t-shirt and make a tote bag. There's just like so many opportunities here. I think you would look amazing in a sweetheart neckline like this with these little, is that a sweetheart neckline? Or do I literally not know what I'm talking about? Which could be the case. No, but I love this dress. I love like these cap sleeves, very feminine. Of course, the cardigan is gonna cover it, but I kind of chose this as like a summer spring outfit where you might get hotter later, so you take it off. So I wanted like the base to be really cute. And then I know that you thrifted some fry boots and then you took them to the cobbler. And so I just threw a pair of fry boots here because I think that would work really well. And then how cute, this bow is by Sandy Liang, so like dumb expensive, but again, something we could DIY, super easy. And I think we do like a half up, half down, and then like a really long bow, like exaggerated, like down to your middle back. This to me is the most adorable date day outfit. Like either you're going out for a cute lunch and coffee with your significant other, or this is a good like date day with the girls, you know what I mean? Like when the girls go out and it's like, let's go girls, it's picture time. You know, like cherry blossom time, come on, it's time to take pictures. The lace skirt, I was also so excited to style. I also remember when you bought this. You know what's so funny is that, okay, like I told you guys, I'm so bad at reading comprehension, but I have an amazing memory. My mom texted me last year and she was like, hey, remember when you were 3 years old and we lived in Germany? What was our neighbor's child's name? And I texted back and I was like, I don't know why, but Carlos is coming to mind. This was in the family group chat and my brother was like, how the F do you even remember that? And everybody was like, yes, it was Carlos. I was like, I know guys, I know. Fantastic memory. No, like it's actually something that I'm like really embarrassed about. Like I've never been a good speller. Yeah, it's low key kind of embarrassing. It's kind of something I'm insecure about. All right, well, onto this skirt. With a cream, I sometimes find these cream colors to be hard to style. I think cream looks the best with brown. So we're doing a brown turtleneck. How fun. The fry boots again, we can do some kind of warm wool tight. And then I've got a Coach bucket bag, of course. This is just as a reference, right? Like I have this fossil bag that is like ancient that I got 3 or 4 years ago for like $14.99. And it is just like the most beautiful worn in slouchy leather. So you don't have to get something expensive. Just again, go to the thrift store and find like the most slouchy real leather bag you can, especially a crossbody. I think it's so fun. Like look at that. You could put your knitting in there. You could put a book, knitting, a journal, everything. It's perfect, like a sack bag. That's what we need here. And then I'm gonna implore you to DIY this skinny scarf, okay? I love the blues and the browns. Perfect little pop of color. And I feel like you're an expert knitter now. What, you can knock that out in an afternoon. Come on. But no, look how adorable. Look how adorable. I could see you wearing this. I could see you looking so cute in this. I paired this with a navy blue like boat neck tank top. I try to not do black with a cream like this because it's very cream. It's not an off-white. I think off-white looks good with kind of any color. But with this cream color, I'm trying to avoid black because I think it tends to look a little boring. And so even just swapping it out for a navy blue is like an easy change to make. And then we're putting it with just like a classic denim jacket. Again, this is that spring summer outfit where it's a little cool in the morning and hot in the afternoon. Leather sandals, some cute sunnies, and then you're gonna have to make this too. If you don't follow her Instagram account is all about like crafting, DIYs, reading. And so I'm giving you projects. I'm giving you homework. This is your homework assignment, is to knit or crochet. I know this is crochet. Okay. I know. The little granny squares. How cute is that? How cute is that? Yeah, I think you need to make this. I think the texture of the crochet looks really cute with the lace of the skirt. Okay, and then this white blouse was just so cutesy. We had to go with gingham. Gingham is the cutest pattern, in my opinion. Like, well, polka dots, that's tough. Polka dots are the most quirky, but I think gingham is the most cutesy. Duh. So obviously I had to go with gingham, and then, okay, we've got the red flats again because of that red in the blouse. I just wanted to pull it a little bit more. Here's another DIY for you too. These are all over Etsy. These really cute like accordion scrunchies. How adorable. And then some Ray-Ban sunglasses, and again, a cute like oversized crossbody leather bag. This is also giving brunch with the girls. Let's go take pictures. I love this. And for the last outfit, I kind of wanted to style it in a very casual way. I know you love your bike you know, you like biking. And so I wanted to give you an outfit with this where you could kind of be more on the go, more outdoorsy. And so I know you own these Solomon shoes. And so we're doing like a wide leg, straight leg, green, maybe a cargo pant. Yeah, army green and red to me are like the perfect combo. So throwing in the Solomons and then some kind of like crossbody. We're getting a little like tactile with it. I love my Everlane, I think it's like the Everlane Retransit fanny pack bag or whatever, but I thought this one was really fun it's got the water bottle on it, so we could do some kind of backpack. You don't need to buy anything new, like whatever sports bag you have works. And then I thought how cute like a hair bandana, and then I thought this bandana was so cute, especially like, okay, like after you get off your bike and your hair's a little bit of a mess, you can just plop this on in your hair. I love the look of a bandana in the hair, and I think you would rock this so well. So we've got the blouse, which is really cute, and the bandana, which is very girly, cutesy, and then the rest of the outfit is more like outdoorsy. And I love outfits like this where you can really mesh the two. And so I just thought that was so adorable. I love this outfit, and you know, it reminded me that I need to do this more in the summer, where like pairing my like nicer outfits or like nicer pieces with more of my outdoorsy clothes. I always think it's a really, just a really cool look. Next up we have Faith, who is moving down south after living in the north for 5 years. So she says she's way out of practice for dressing for the heat. She needs help styling these pieces for functionality and adding them into a daily wardrobe to make them feel complete. She loves bright, deep colors, flowy pants, thrifted pieces, and has that granola woodsy vibe. Our 3 pieces from Faith are these kind of like buttery yellow shorts with these really fun, I love when shorts have these deep square pockets. So good. This gingham top and this little graphic tee. For the mood board, I really wanted to stick with these bright colors and stick with like all warm weather outfits. I wanted to go with outfits that were really bright, colorful, kind of girly, but also that sportier, outdoorsy vibe. And for the first outfit, we're going with a really flowy pair of linen pants. I just think this looks so great with a top like this because it looks kind of like a shell top. And I love these Teva sandals. I used to say Teva. Just further proving that I have a problem. I can't pronounce anything right. Oh my God. And I've had my Tevas for like 5 years now. God, it's probably going on 6 years, and they're still good, so I don't feel the need to replace them yet. But if I could do it over again, I would probably get these. I think these are so cute. I think because they look a little bit more put together than the ones I have, which is just like the Velcro strap. I just think they look a little bit more fancy. And so even though they're good for, you know, wading around in the water and going through sand, I think you can still wear them like out to dinner and they look kind of nice. Then I just paired this with some gold hoops, some skinny sunglasses, and a bagoo bag. This is like the running errands outfit, and I think this is so cute. And then for the second outfit, I really wanted to pair it with some hiking shorts. These are from North Face. I really love the blue and the red here because this blue is almost like a gray blue, and then it's got that fun little belt that's attached to it that's yellow. And so we're adding in like a little bit of that granola element here. I thought this would be so cute with these aviator sunglasses. Aviator sunglasses that look exactly like this are on my wish list. I want a pair so bad. I just love how big they are. I think sunglasses are like, I put sunglasses in every single one of your outfits because at least for me, I have to go everywhere with sunglasses. And especially when I was living in Hawaii, sunglasses were like the most important part of every outfit. And then I thought we had a really fun opportunity for accessorizing the bag here. Again, it's one of those duffel bags, just really slouchy crossbody leather bags. I think when you add something like a leather bag and a leather sandal, it takes it from casual to like put together. It looks very intentional, I guess. Like it looks way more styled than if you just added like a tote bag, you know what I mean? But yeah, so back to the bag, I added this keychain, which is made from like paracord, and then another keychain with like some shells on it. I think that's so cute. I think we just like play into it a bit. We like play into the beachy vibes with those accessories. Next up is this graphic tee. This skirt is from Miu Miu, but it's just a reference. I literally thrifted something exactly like this from Nike when I lived in Hawaii. So, and it's kind of the same, like a sporty skirt. We could do like a cargo skirt. I know Buck Mason has a cargo skirt that everybody was like obsessed with, but yeah, some kind of cargo skirt I think would be so cute here. And then I think we do like a half tuck on the side, so it's kind of slouchy. The bagoo bag again, kind of matching the same material as the skirt. skinny sunglasses, of course, and then I think we just do flip-flops, like some Havaiana flip-flops. I think it would work so cute here. I think a lot of people underestimate the styling power of a flip-flop. For my second outfit, I wanted this to be super casual, something that's cute, but this is definitely like hiking or going for a long walk on the beach. And so we've got these really cute gingham bike shorts. I love a bike short with an oversized tee, but sometimes it can feel a bit lazy, and so I thought the gingham was really great in making it intentional. Like, these are styled, you know what I mean? The aviator sunglasses again, and then some kind of crossbody bag. And then I found this vintage North Face hat on eBay. I just thought the teal color was really, really cute. Just playing on the same color in the shirt, have like a fun pop. And then the Tevas again. This is adorable. Like, I want this outfit. I think this is so, so fun. For the yellow shorts, I want to do at least one outfit with a pop of color. I actually own this top. It's from Thompson Matter, and I thrifted it on Poshmark. And it's just a really great summer top because it's extremely A-line, like it's so flowy, just allows a lot of like air to get in, so it doesn't feel too hot. I love the stripe, and I just felt like a magenta with this butter yellow really, really worked well. Aviator sunglasses again, some leather sandals. You could easily make this, but these are all over Etsy. Some kind of fun, chunky necklace. This one has a big shell. Again, we're just like leaning in to the beachiness of it all. And I thought these colors, like the magenta, the butter yellow, and this baby blue really worked together. I think the necklace is what makes it feel like more intentional and more styled. And for the last outfit, I also own this top. Pulled a lot of inspiration from myself here. It's from Free People, and again, it's like that A-line cut. It's just so flowy. You can wear a bralette under it and you just like feel the breeze. It's so nice. And I love the scoop. I love the eyelet texture of this. And then to bring out more of the yellow in the bottoms, we paired it with this, just kind of like a boat tote, beach tote. It's bright yellow and has little blue stripes, blue and yellow. Great combination. Some good sunglasses and the Tevas again. I think this is so, so adorable. So those are my 6 outfits for Faithe. I hope you enjoyed. I'm so excited for you. I mean, I lived in a warm weather climate for 3 years, and it definitely is totally different. Like, the way you dress, your wardrobe is just gonna become like vastly different, and you'll probably see a slight shift in your personal style as well. Next up, we have Anna, who sent me 3 vintage items. The vest she recently got has some ideas, but wants to make it cute and not look like a ringmaster. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've thrifted crazy bedazzled shit before, and then I come out like looking like Willy Wonka. It's like, it's not the vibe. But I think because this one is all black, we're gonna be good. This suede jacket, but she says it leans more like a blazer, and then these leather boots that come up just high enough on the ankle. She's not sure how to wear them with pants. Her style goals are to look effortless but cute, put together but comfortable. So for the mood board, I really wanted to focus on shape. Just a lot of good, like, intentional layering, tailored pieces, a lot of A-line. We're looking at where the waist hits. And I stuck with kind of a neutral palette. You didn't mention anything about color, so I tried to stick with, yeah, something more neutral, which you could always swap out when looking at these pictures. But yeah, I just really wanted like the fit and the silhouette to be the focus of our outfits here. Okay, for this first outfit, I wanted to go like really, really chic with it, but still be comfortable. And I thought these wide flowy pants were just perfect. I think sometimes shorter women, petite women, what would y'all prefer? Like, my mom is 5'1", and I think for a long time she thought she couldn't wear wide legs, but then when she tried them on, she was like, oh, these actually really work, and they can actually really lengthen your legs. And so don't be scared of a wide leg. I say, if anything, like, let's go for the wide leg. I think that sometimes a too skinny of a pant can give the effect that people think the wide leg would get. Does that make sense? Wide leg, good. Skinny, maybe bad. And this is like a really cool, this is like New York City summer outfit to me. We've got these really fun, almost like a plissé wide leg pant, super comfortable, super airy. I've had pants like these in the past and they're perfect for summer. And then we're layering a white t-shirt underneath. Kind of up to you if you want to tuck it in or not. I think it would look good with like a half tuck, so we've still got some like looseness in the back. And then of course layering the blazer overneath. Why do I keep saying overneath? That's literally, guys, this is my last day of filming, so I actually kind of filmed this in reverse. It was just kind of like the way that my schedule worked out. I needed the biggest chunk of time for what I'm filming today, and I've been editing the footage that I already filmed, and I've said overneath like 10 times, and I don't know why I keep saying that. So we're gonna layer the vest on top. I thought a mesh flat would be like the adventurous piece here. I love these Ray-Bans. They're like a chunky Ray-Ban. I kind of want these. They're like a normal Ray-Ban, just like bubbly almost. And then just like a fun, good, everyday black bag. I think with the vest, we just really need to lean into the chicness with this outfit. I really, really love this. For the next outfit, I've got kind of like a fall or spring outfit, and I wanted to go a bit Parisian, still polished. Like I said, I think for this vest, we can still do a casual outfit, right? Like this is just a black tee and some black jeans, but then we do some fun accessories to make the vest feel balanced. So I would do a fitted boat neck long sleeve and then some wide leg, or you could do like a barrel leg jean. The vest on top is going to layer very nicely, and then we're going to do some loafers in this burgundy, match it with a burgundy bag. And then I love a boat neck with a necktie. It feels very Parisian. And so we've got this nice just white or like a cream and black necktie, and then some little pearl drop earrings, because I think we need some kind of glamour on the ears to match the little bedazzles on the vest. And I love this. I think this works so well. On to the suede jacket. I think you're so right. I think we do treat this like a blazer. Again, some wide leg denim or whatever denim that you feel comfortable with. And then we've got a nice crew neck sweater. Actually, I think it's the same one that I'm wearing, just in navy blue. I love this pearl necklace. It'll sit right on the collar. I thought that would be a nice pop with the blazer. You can see the little pearls. And then we've got the bag that I've given everybody. Yeah, a chunky crossbody bucket bag. And then for the shoes, I really love these boat shoes because they've got the same color palette as the jacket. And even though the jacket is suede and the shoes are like a typical leather, I think they're complementing each other really well here. And then for the next outfit, I just wanted to go a little bit fancier with it. We're taking just a really plain white t-shirt to layer under the cardigan. I'm not doing it today, but I do like a white t-shirt to just peek out of the collar. I think it's a really easy layering trick. I found these trousers, which I thought were so fun. They kind of have this like overlaying fabric here, so just some kind of interesting detail. And they're like a wide leg / straight leg. I guess I'm just really obsessed with these little neckties at the moment, but I thought this would complement the blazer really well because the blazer is like a tad bit Western. And again, playing into that Western, this bag here, I think we need something with like tassels, with this little horseshoe shape, really cute. And then I thought that the boots that you sent me would actually look really great with this as well. We could even go with a wider pant than this, but just a long enough pant to where it covers the boot. Like the boot is just sticking out a little bit. And then moving on to the black boots, I wanted to give you more of a winter outfit. We're gonna do some comfy wide leg jeans again. I would do some kind of Fair Isle sweater or a cardigan and something that's a little bit cropped, so that way the end of the sweater sits right at the waist of the pants. And then to kind of add to that separation, we're adding this fun belt. It could be any belt, any thrifted belt will do, but I really liked that the gold in the belt matches the gold in the boots. I think that these boots are actually really easy to wear with pants, especially wide leg. I wouldn't do any tucking into the boots, anything like that. I do feel like the wide leg just has to cover the boot. That way we're just getting like the toe of the boot and the heel. It looks great. I wanted to make it a little bit more casual, so we added a bagoo bag, and then I just threw the blazer on there as well. I think this is a good layering outfit where we could layer on the blazer, but then also have a warm coat. So you're really toasty when you're outside, and then when you're inside, we can take off the jacket, but we're still warm enough with the blazer. And then for the last outfit, I wanted to give you something kind of fancy, but still comfortable. And so we're doing a long sleeve boat neck again, and then just some kind of fun, really oversized A-line plaid skirt. We want this to be like mid-calf or low ankle, like a 7/8 length. And I think the boots will look phenomenal with this because they'll be sticking out just enough. And then I would wear either nylons or like a cable knit tight. I think if we see skin, then it'll break up the outfit. But if we have a nylon on or a tight, we're just continuing that color all the way down and it's not gonna feel as stark. I added this just really cute, like oversized trench coat. We just want the entire silhouette to be like an A-line from like the shoulders to the skirt. And then of course we had to throw in a little vintage bag. I think a vintage Dooney and Burke would just work phenomenally with this. So yeah, this is kind of like a fancy outfit, but it's still super comfortable. At least I find a long skirt to just be really comfy. You could literally wear leggings and a long sleeve t-shirt and just plop a skirt over that and it immediately looks so polished, but you still have that base layer of comfort. Next up, we have Anika, who sent me 2 plaid skirts and a necklace that her friend made. Her style goals are to wear more interesting outfits for the winter since she lives somewhere cold and she wants to do more intentional layering and accessorizing. She linked me to her wearing profile, which is kind of like index, and she said to feel free to anything that I think she is missing. For the mood board, I really wanted to focus on layering and I pulled almost every outfit with the plaid skirt. You can just see in these pictures how they really utilize jackets and t-shirts under cardigans and scarves and little socks. So that's what we're gonna be focusing on in these outfits. So let's do the beaded necklace first. I think this is such an easy thing to style actually. I think the colors are really fun and they can work with a lot. And so the first thing I pulled, I couldn't tell if this was a dress or a top. So either way, you could add just like a cotton legging underneath since we're doing these high boots. And then with this top, we could either layer it on top or underneath. I think underneath would kind of be cool to have like the long sleeve poking out of the short sleeve. I didn't see a lot of long coats in your outerwear section, and so I think we could really benefit from thrifting like a really long exaggerated wool coat. And then the necklace is going to look really great with this neckline, and I also paired it with another necklace you have. So yeah, I love this. This is really, really cute, really adorable. The next outfit, I was just obsessed with this pink in your closet, and so I did this pair of jeans. This really, really cute cami and then layering this pink cardigan on top. I think it worked perfectly with the necklace. It has a lot of like these pinkish purple beads. And again, this neckline is gonna look great. I paired it with your Doc Marten boots, and for this outfit, my fun layering thing would be to add a pair of boot socks. So we can either do a pair of boot socks like this with the ruffles, or we could do leg warmers on top of the jeans, whichever one fits better. I thought this cardigan and this little cami kind of gave like a ballerina vibe. And so I wanted to kind of lean into that. And that's where the boot socks and the leg warmers came in. Okay, for the first plaid skirt, I am obsessed with this Oregon t-shirt. Oregonians, let me know. I just thought this was cute and I loved the kind of cream light brown color. I think it worked really well with the skirt. And then we've got to do the riding boots again. I think this is perfect. Again, we could do some kind of tight, some kind of nylon. And then I picked this cardigan. It's got that same maroon color that we see in the skirt. So we're pulling those together. And then for my fun piece that I think you could be on the lookout for is some kind of vintage penny lane coat. I think in cold weather climates, we really have to play into interesting outerwear. That's how you make your outfits feel interesting. The next outfit with this skirt, I wanted to keep the base pretty simple, and so I've just got this button down little long sleeve or like some kind of cardigan, cable knit tights, and then we've got the short Doc Martens here. We could also add in the boot socks again, but for my fun layering here, I love this little knit collar. This one's by Gani, but you could knit this yourself, or they're all over Etsy for way cheaper than the Gani ones. I really loved kind of clashing a pattern here. I love clashing patterns. I think gingham and stripes work really well. And I love this baby blue color. I think it's like an unexpected color, but it's a fun pop. And you would just layer this on top of the long sleeve to just give you a collar. And again, give you something a little bit more interesting. This is such an easy piece to incorporate because you get the fun layering, but without all of the bulk underneath the sweater. Okay, this plaid skirt, you said you were having a hard time styling in a way that didn't look like a schoolgirl. And so I felt like we had to go really kind of like Tumblr era grunge with it. And so I've paired it with this Nirvana t-shirt you have. And then I've added a long leather jacket. Again, we need something fun, some kind of fun jacket here. And I felt like a leather jacket would look really cool. And it would make it look more adult. I think this long leather trench is going to make it look more mature instead of like schoolgirl. And then again, we can do nylons or some kind of tights. I've added like a skinny sunglasses. I think that's really cool. And then the tall boots. I don't think this looks schoolgirl at all. And I think the more accessories you add to this, almost the better, because that is what kind of takes it away from that like school look. And for the last outfit, I added that t-shirt that I love again. I just think it's so cool. And then we can use this denim jacket as our first layering piece. And then again, I just picked out some fun jackets. You don't have to get all of these jackets. I just wanted to give you like a lot of options for what to keep your eye on like at the thrift store, because you just need like one statement jacket to really make these outfits feel cool. And I think they're pretty interchangeable with all the outfits. So yeah, just to give you like a few different elements to keep your eyes peeled for. Again, we'll do some kind of stocking, nylon, tight. We're doing the short Doc Martens here. And then I've got the necklace again, the silver necklace. And then I thought this would be really fun. I love this like clay glass necklace, this tie necklace, because it's a maroon, just like the skirt. I think the more accessories we add, the like I said, the less schoolgirl it's gonna come off. So I think this is super, super fun. Okay, next up we have my mom. She donated $100 and she was like, listen, I just want you to style my penny lane coat that I thrifted. She found this at the thrift store. I think she paid like 20 bucks for this. How freaking adorable. I absolutely love this. She's definitely got a classic like feminine style with pops of like little vintage stuff. She likes to be comfortable and she wanted to know how to style this in a casual way. And so for the mood board, I just wanted to pick women who were all wearing penny lane coats just to show you that it can be very, very versatile and very casual. I think, like I've said a million times, like a fun coat is the outfit. And so we don't have to do too much to make it cool. And so for this first outfit, I've got kind of a leg up here because I pretty much know everything in my mom's closet. So this first outfit is something that she already owns all this stuff. We're doing a wide leg denim with a long sleeve black t-shirt, like a boat neck, big sunglasses, the Coach Willis bag, or is this the station bag? I don't remember, and then some brown boots with it. This is perfect. I think the jeans and the long sleeve already make it super casual. Again, like the base is super comfortable, super easy to chuck on, and then the coat just is the outfit. The next outfit, we're going even more casual. My mom said that she's struggling to style this in a super casual way and feel comfortable with it. So I wanted to show you an even more casual outfit where we could do leggings and like an oversized turtleneck sweater. A lot of us wear, leggings and a hoodie, leggings and, a sweater to go run errands. So you've already got that base, but then just swap out a puffer jacket for the penny lane coat. Just making that tiny switch is going to change the outfit so much. So we've got those same sunglasses and then we're switching it out for, this is my mom's like daily coat. I don't think it's this exact one, but I couldn't find a picture of it online. But it's pretty similar to this one. And then she owns these Kate Spade low profile leather sneakers. And then when my mom's running errands, she does like a messy bun, like a high messy bun. Everybody hype up Anne, say Anne. So yeah, everybody let Anne know that she can 100% wear this to the grocery store. And my last outfit, this is the one where I wanted to push your boundaries. I was going to say push your buttons. That's not what I meant. I wanted to give you something that is very modern, okay? This is very fashion forward. And this to me is like a date night outfit, but it feels very modern. My mom loves these kind of blouses. Like she wears a blouse like this every day that like ties up here. And so we're finding one that's super exaggerated. My mom likes a barrel leg pant already. I think we get one that's even more structured and like a dark wash. And then I think we can do some kind of fun sneakers, like a burgundy. I think we need to get you some kind of like a pop of color shoe. I mean, we could do a ballet flat with this instead. And then this is a fun Coach bag. Look how fun this is, like this maroon color. So yeah, I think we need to find you a pop of color for shoes and a pop of color in a bag. I also feel like you could thrift a blouse like this super easily. I love this outfit. I want to see it on you. Next time we are together, we'll just go to the store and we'll have you try this on. Bring the jacket. Bring the jacket and we'll bop around to stores and style it because this is working. This is so, so cute. Next up, we have Katie, who requested something a little different. She has been wanting to try rugby tops, but she's not sure if she's going to be able to make it work on her. She was hoping I could show her a couple of examples to get an idea of what colors, cut patterns might work for her, or just any styling tips in general. She also attached a few photos of her style. She said I could use them in the video, but I'm not gonna put them in the video because I didn't use anybody else's photos, so I didn't want you to feel like singled out. But let's talk through what I'm thinking. She describes her style as classic, feminine, clean girl, old money. She has a winter season. Hey, real recognizes real. She wants to be put together and intentionally styled for work. When I look at the photos you sent me of your current style, I think that the rugby shirt is definitely going to work, but we need to approach it very intentionally. I think if we want this to work for work, we need it to fit a little bit more slim, a little bit more tailored. So this one on the far left, it's a little slouchy, but you can see it still looks polished with the pants. And then the one in the middle is oversized, and this is good for like off-duty, off of work, comfy, cozy outfit. The one on the right, I think, is how we ideally want it to fit for work. However, I don't really love the colors on this one. I just really wanted to show it in this capacity with jeans and a belt, trench coat. I really love how this is fitting. So the fit of this one, but the color of the other one, I think is going to be a perfect match. I think you still want to stay within these classic colors so it doesn't feel as micro trendy as it would if you did like, I don't know, like a neon yellow matched with purple, matched with orange. So these are the 4 that I would recommend. This website model on the left here in the gray is exactly how we want this to fit for work. This is super professional. This is super sleek, super great for work. This navy blue is the same top. I just wanted to show it to you in a different color. And then if we want to have more fun with it, and then if you do want it for these more casual days, we can go oversized like this pink stripe. So if you want to be really comfy and want to use it as more of like an elevated lounge piece, this fit would work. I'm also thinking for dresses and skirts, if we want to layer it on top of a dress, I think we go oversized. But if we want to pair it with a skirt, I think we do the more tailored option. So I think as long as we avoid these micro trendy colors or even a pattern where it has a thick stripe and a little stripe, sometimes I think those can look more micro trendy, like on the nose, like you're trying to follow a trend. Because the reality is rugby polo shirts have been around for so long. So if you style them in this classic way, it's not gonna look like you just bought something on a whim to follow a trend. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Katie, I think this is gonna look really cute on you. I think this is gonna really work. You know when you just put a little bit too much like oil in the hair when it's damp? Because I like to put a little in my hair when it's damp, and then I don't know, it just makes it really nice. However, I did that and then I French braided it overnight like a rookie idiot, like a little dumb idiot who's never had long hair before in their life. Like I haven't lived with this hair density for nearly 30 years. Girl, I could have told you that was gonna make your hair look bad. So I think it's fine now if I literally brush it every 30 seconds. Otherwise, it just kind of looks like a really greasy mess. So I'm sure you literally can't tell, and it's fine because I'll be tiny on the screen. No comments about my hair unless it's that it looks good. Alrighty, new film day. Let's get started with Lauren. Lauren actually sent me a bunch of stuff to choose from, and she let me pick which 3 I wanted to style, which was so fun. Also, Lauren, thank you again for your kind words. Like, truly was like the nicest message I've ever received. So thank you so much. That was so kind. Lauren's style is romantic, vintage, whimsy, eclectic. She's typically wearing warm neutrals and some pops of color. So the 3 that I chose to style was this, is it Say New York? I'm pretty sure, is it See New York? I'm pretty sure it's Say, but anyway. We'll just this cute lamb sweater, okay? So adorable. This paisley skirt and a Coach bag. For the mood board, I've really pulled into these fun outfits that play with silhouette because I feel like you're really rooted in what kind of style that you like and the colors that you like. And so maybe something you can focus on now is, yeah, playing with different shapes. We've got pops of colors, but we've just got these like really classic, yeah, like you said, romantic outfits. Lauren gave me her index to style. Styling with your indexes was like so much fun. And yeah, so let's jump into it. The Coach purse. We've got 2 outfits with the Coach purse. I saw that you have these Gap barrel leg, the tie pants, which are the pants that I own. So immediately I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You did say about the Coach purse that you weren't sure if it fit your style. And after looking at your index, I can say that this is going to work well with your style because I own this Coach bag. When I style it, I think the same thing. Every time I'm like, is this right for the outfit? And when I plop it on, I'm like, immediately yes. So this one, I think we kind of play into the like edginess of the bag because I often wear it with a leather jacket and I always find that they complement each other really well. With black leather, I like to stick to silver hardware. So I pulled these bauble earrings that you have. So Lauren, this is so funny. We have so many similar things because I have some silver bauble earrings that I also wear with my Coach. And then we're doing the round sunglasses. And then to bring in the brown from the top, I matched it with these clogs, which I thought was kind of an unexpected choice, but still super cute. And especially I think they're gonna look good with the way that these pants fit. I think the polka dots are so playful and so romantic that they really ground the outfit. And then we play into the leather of the bag with the leather jacket. I think this is so fun. This is like date night, like movie and a dinner kind of outfit to me. I think this works really well. And then the next outfit, I wanted to give you something a little bit preppier. And this is super random, but when I was watching Desperate Housewives, Brie has a very, classic, kind of like uptight style, but she definitely has these romantic moments. And when I was watching Desperate Housewives, she had this bag. She had this Coach bag. I can't remember if it was in brown or the one in black, but I remember thinking like, oh my God, yeah, we don't have to dress this up in like a Y2K way. I think there's so much pressure on the Y2K coach to be like quintessential, you know what I mean? Like Posh Spice Y2K era, but it really does have a moment for these very like romantic kind of outfits, because like at the end of the day it's still a leather bag, it's still a structured bag, it's still a cute little like tucked in little shoulder bag. And so I chose the Gap pants. Are these the high stride pants? Because I think I own these exact same pair of pants as well. Love them. And I love this sweater with like the ruffle going down, and I chose this quilted jacket. It felt like Kate Middleton. You guys know I love Kate Middleton. So we pulled Brie Vandekamp and Kate Middleton for this outfit. We paired it with some Cezanne Paula babies and this scarf, because I think we have enough darkness from the sweater and the jeans to complement the purse. And then the shoes, scarf, and jacket are all in that like warm, cozy color palette. I feel like this is a good elevated outfit to just kind of show like the versatility of the Coach purse. Next up we have the paisley skirt. And again, I give you two outfits where like one is kind of more of like a date night outfit and one is more of a daytime outfit. So I've got the leather jacket again, and then this awesome brown ribbed tank top, the brown pair of booties to kind of balance out those colors. And then I thought we needed like a little fun pop, and this green works really well. I see like this army green is kind of a neutral. I don't think it looks Christmassy or like weird with the maroon in the skirt. Then for the accessories, we're doing these gold sunflower earrings and the hairpin. I'm thinking just like a really messy, like low bun, really like tousled kind of look. And I just thought the fringe and the paisley worked really well together. For the second outfit, I wanted to lean more into the romantic look. And so I've got this Madewell ruffly blouse, tie espadrilles, and then just bump it up into like that kind of like spring summery loose whimsy vibe. We've got the seashell earrings and then the like wicker bag with some big sunglasses. The reason why I think this works so well, even though the top is white and might feel like too airy, is because the accessories are all grounded in like that dark color. Like the piping on the bag and the ties on the espadrilles are dark, so they just like balance out the darkness in the skirt. I think if the details on the shoes and the purse were like a light brown, I don't think it would work. But I think like those tiny little hints like that balance it out really well. And we're not tucking anything in. We're just gonna like make it look really loose, because like the ruffles on the skirt are there's like so much movement there. And so we don't want to tuck it in and create like a harsh line. We like want the movement from the top as well. Okay, the last two outfits are my absolute favorite because this sweater is just so dang gorgeous. Like I'm obsessed. This is so cute. And so to me, we had to really go, like we had to like lean into twee a bit. And so I've got this gingham pair of pants, and I just felt like we needed to make this like really girly. And so we have the pink Cezanne Paula babies, the white leather I feel works really well, and then pearls, and then these big glasses. I just think this is so cute. We really wanted to go like Zoe Deschanel core, you know, Jessica Day core. That's what we like. With a piece like this, I just think sometimes people tend to go with just like a basic pant, like just a basic jean, because they think, you know, like the sweater is like speaking for itself. And of course that can look cute, but I also think the sweater demands more. The sweater demands to be styled, like you gotta go like full throttle with it. And for the second outfit, we've got some more barrel leg tie jeans. I love this cream color. And then big chunky glasses again. This purse, gorgeous. I love the color. I think it plays really well with this sweater. And then our funky piece here is the tabbies, the gold tabbies. So cute. It's playing off that buckle in the purse. I love this. This last outfit is, I guess, the more relaxed option just because of like the silhouette of the pants, but oh, so cute, so cute. So those are the 6 outfits that I styled for you. I can't wait to hear about it. Let me know if it works out. I just like, I need to see if you feel comfortable. I need to see like a mirror selfie of this sheep sweater. Next, we have a YouTuber, Alexa Sunshine 83. I was so excited to style Alexa because I think we have very different styles. Let me say, I think I killed it. I think I knocked it out of the park. Alexa describes her style as 90s whimsy goth with a hint of Bratz Y2K. And let me say, I fully understand. I 100% understand. So Alexa needed help styling this like velour cardigan, pink turtleneck, and this gingham denim skirt, which I believe you DIY'd. Okay, for the mood board, I feel like we kept it very classy, whimsy goth. We're like really leaning into the 90s of it all, the chunky boots. So for the first outfit, I still wanted like the silhouette of a dress. So I didn't want any of the layers to come longer than the cardigan. And so I've got this fun long sleeve lace. It's got like a v-neck. I think I found this on ThredUp, almost like a cream color. And then we're pairing it with a black mini skirt because this is just like the underbase, right? We're just gonna see a peek of it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I think like the lace peeking through is like a fun texture option. And we're keeping the cardigan tied. Like I essentially want this to feel like it's a dress, and then we've just got like an underlayer. Okay, I'm pretty sure you have these Doc Martens. Pretty sure. And I thought, how cute would this be? Like, this is so fun and funky with all these buckles. I think this is like a match made in heaven. And then we're going like full throttle with like the witchy theme here. Like, we're really going into whimsy goth. And so I pulled these all from Etsy, which we've got like a choker with like a big pendant and then a star necklace that'll go on top of it, some moon earrings. And then I think we can have a lot of fun with bracelets here as well. And I found this cool, it's got like a bunch of little, I don't know, stones or something. And I think this is my favorite outfit that I styled. It's just so, so fun. I think the boots and the velour of it all just really mesh well together. And I think the color palette is really fun. So that is how I would style that. And I think all of this is like super easy to thrift. Black mini skirt, I feel like almost everybody has that. And a dime a dozen at the thrift. And then I feel like I find this lace at the thrift store a lot as well. So yeah, that's outfit 1. Outfit 2, I also found boots that I'm pretty sure that you already own. These are these green boots. And then I found this dress on Poshmark, and it's also that same velour, and then it's got this fun like flower pattern on it. I feel like you probably own something like this. It's like a vintage slip 90s dress, like velvet velour, kind of fun, like the deep purples. And I also know that you own this bag. And I just thought this bag would be the perfect way to pull in. It kind of has like all of the colors because like the stars are yellow, and then where the green and the purple overlaps, it's kind of the same color as the cardigan. We're bringing in the purple, we're bringing in the green. So the bag here is really what's like tying it all together. I thought this was so, so cute. And then we've got that same choker, and I've pulled in a hairpin, and I think you could do 2 hairpins, like 2 low buns that are like spiky, you know what I mean? Like a hairpin and just like the spiky ends. I think that would be so cute here. So yeah, I tried to like incorporate stuff that I knew you owned so we could like ground the outfit in something familiar. Okay, this is the most Bratz doll of it all because I do feel like this turtleneck like gave like the most Bratz vibe out of all 3 pieces. And so I think we have like a lot of fun here, and we just go like own it. You know what I mean? Like let's go full force brat theme. But so what would a Bratz doll be without a denim mini skirt? So cute. I found this one on Poshmark. Oh my god, it's so fun. I love the pleats. I love the chunky belt loops. It's got 2 pockets in the front. This is so, so stinking cute. And then of course we have to put it with some chunky brown boots. A brown chunky boot to me is like the most like a Bratz doll, even more so than a black boot. I just feel like it has to be brown. And then of course I snuck in this Coach bag because I'm indoctrinating everyone. But I feel like this Coach bag has like that Y2K vibe that a Bratz doll would have. Like, I'm sorry, but like a Bratz doll 100% would own this purse. And then for accessories, I have this little belt, like chain belt that I found, and it has butterflies on it. How adorable would that be? Looped across this denim skirt. And then I do think you own these star clips as well. And so yeah, again, some kind of big bun or like half up, half down in the stars. We just gotta do it. We gotta do it. This is also a favorite. Yeah, I love this a lot. This is so, so fun. All right, the next outfit, I'm keeping the same brown boots. I don't know, I feel like the pink looks the best with the brown. I feel like black would be just too big of a contrast, and I like the chunkiness of these. I literally went to one of your reels and I screenshotted it, and then I found this product image of the purse that I know that you own. Because what am I if not dedicated? So we're pulling in the patchwork bag. Adorable, so cute. And then I also know that you have, because I'm a fan, okay? Because I clock into the YouTube machine. So I do know that you have a pair of light wash flares. Again, I think that's working really well with the pink. And then we've got some kind of like penny lane coat. So cute. And here is like the funky piece. We need a pink sunglasses. Okay, these are like vintage Chanel. That's just for the reference, but like with a little star on it. We need it. We need it. It's not negotiable. I also feel like I see shit like this in the little bins at the thrift store all the time in the sunglasses section. Like, we need some funky, fun Y2K Hilary Duff princess sunglasses. Like, we need it. Okay, I wanted to give you like one super simple outfit because I feel like the red gingham skirt, it's such a piece on its own that we don't need to do much to make it cool. You know what I mean? So I've just paired it with this. This is actually by Domson Matter, but I find these on Etsy all the time. You can just type in like antique ribbon cotton tank top and stuff like this will come up. But I think this is really, really cute. We've got like some like frilly, the white cotton is so comfortable. And then yeah, that the ribbon is red, tying it into the bottom of the skirt. This is not a Coach bag. This is not a Coach bag. Sound the alarms. But I thought like a mustard bucket bag would be cute here because I think we're like, it's teetering on an earth tone, but it's not like, it's not boring like a brown, you know what I mean? And then I think we are doing a belt for this and we're doing like a mini French tuck. And then I've paired it with some Doc Martens sandals. Very simple. Like, this is super duper simple. But yeah, I think because like the red gingham is such a like a loud print, we don't have to do too much. And I think this is really cute. And then we could do like some like vintage bangles. I've been talking about that a lot in this video, like some vintage like acetate bangles. And then the last outfit, I channeled Phoebe Buffet here because you didn't include it in your email, but I do know that she's a style icon for you. And I felt like this is something she would wear, and I felt like we had to do a poncho. I felt like a poncho made sense. Again, this one's from Etsy or somewhere, but you can also find these thrifted a ton. And then we do some kind of nice vintage leather boot. Oh, I've got a bangle here. We've got those same kind of like starburst gold drop earrings, and then some kind of basket bag. I think this is so fun. I think that the poncho is the star of the show here. It's really, really cute, but it's not like overpowering the skirt. Because like I said, like the skirt is such a statement piece, but like a cream poncho isn't gonna take away from it. So I love this. I think this is so cute. So good. So good. Okay, so those are the 6 outfits that I styled for Alexa. So fun. Next up, we have Hailey. She sent me 3 very different items, so this was super fun to style. She describes her style as very coastal grandma, coastal granddaughter with a bit of preppy, but millennial preppy, not Gen Z preppy. I hear you, sister. Classic, polished, feminine, casual, and youthful. So this is the mood board that I pulled for you. We went like super preppy. We're thinking like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, very, very East Coast inspired. Like, we're thinking rich Connecticut. Okay, first up is this tennis skirt, and I felt like we had to go on the nose with the tennis skirt. So this is like a vintage polo that I found, and it's got navy blue because I think this is more of like a sea green, but I don't think we have to go matchy. I think a navy blue looks really great with this, but I didn't want it to feel too on the nose with tennis shoes. So we've got a nice leather sandal and then a big wicker woven bag. Like, we're thinking like massive, like enough to where you could put like a pool towel in there, you know? Ray-Bans to me work the best with this outfit. And then I've also got a pearl necklace because I think that's how we make it even more preppy and like a lot more feminine. Because sometimes I think with a polo, it can sometimes feel masculine, but then yeah, adding these pearls and these little details like that kind of bring it back to that very feminine style. And I think this is so good. This is so good. I think this is a pretty easy piece to style. So for our second outfit, I've paired it with just a cropped white top, something that's a cotton or a linen, because sometimes I think these outfits also can feel, because you like that like polished look. So if we do like an athletic skirt that's like, you know, polyester, and then an athletic polyester top, that's when it starts to feel like, oh, I'm like wearing gross gym wear, you know? So just by making the crop top a cotton or a linen really elevates it. And then we're doing like a nice, again, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy inspired sunglass with like the thin frames, pearl drop earrings. I think a gold watch would be like so fun. And then we're doing a big LL Bean boat tote. And then I found these really cute little espadrille sandals that are like the same cream as the top. So kind of like pulling those in together. This is so preppy. This is so fun to me. This is just like a great casual running around outfit that's still really polished, still really put together, still very, very feminine, but it's appropriate for like, you know, sweating, getting hot, walking around a ton. With this Ralph Lauren button down, I really wanted to play into the coastal aesthetic that you're liking. And so I did the same sandals and I paired that with a leather bag. This is a Coach. This is a Coach leather bag. I wanted those leathers to match. And then we're doing like a nice wide leg drawstring linen pant. I put a lace bralette on here because I think we have the option to wear this very loose. When I lived in Hawaii, I did this all the time where I wore like a bralette or a swimsuit underneath, but I think a bralette works really well here. And you just wear like only the 2 buttons buttoned, you know what I mean? So like you kind of wear it like off the shoulder almost. And you could also switch this out with a tank top if you don't feel comfortable wearing a bralette. But I think there's something so like effortless about like the bralette sticking out, and it's just like a really loose cover up, right? The shirt isn't too structured. I like that look. But then, you know, if it's too sunny, we can like button it back up. There's like a lot of versatility in how to style that. And then we're doing a big brim, wide brim sun hat, of course. And the last outfit, I wanted to go a little bit more polished with it. And so we're doing like a poplin A-line short. And then we're gonna put a nice leather belt and do like a half tuck, you know, like that, like a messy half tuck, and the other side is just kind of loose. And then that wicker bag again and the espadrilles. I think with this outfit, we wear it more buttoned up, like just like maybe the top 1 or 2 left unbuttoned. But here, I think the belt is making it more polished. So we're not gonna wear it like off the shoulder with this one. And then we're doing those tiny sunglasses again because I felt like the Ray-Bans might make it look too mature. I don't know why. I just felt like the skinny sunglass was the better option with this outfit. All right, and the last item for Hailey are these pink gingham shorts. And I wanted to really lean into like a vintage look with these. And so I've got this long sleeve cotton like square neck with some lace at the trim. It's got buttons down the front. You can find this literally at any store. So many places are doing this right now. I thought this was so cute, and the square neckline especially. I think it's a really underrated neckline. It is so beautiful, and the top is really flowy, no tucking it in here. I found this really cool vintage wicker bag with like a wooden handle, and I paired it with these ballet flats that have like a toe cap and then they're woven. I think this feels like very, I don't know, I'm getting like Martha's Vineyards vibes from this, even though I've never been, right? Like, it's just so good. It's so cute. This is kind of like an effortlessly chic kind of outfit to me. And then for the last outfit, I'm still sticking with a cream. We're doing like a cream tank top here. And then we're doing like really good CBK accessories with a thick tortoiseshell headband, the sunglasses again. And then for this one, I've got black ballet flats that have just like that little Mary Jane strap over top, and then a black Coach Ergo bag, just any black shoulder bag will do. I think black works with this outfit, but in the accessories, I don't think a black top would work the best. I think it would kind of like drown it out, but with the accessories, especially matching it with like the shoes and the bag, we've got like a good balance here. And I think this is so fun. Cute, so cute. Thank you so much, Hailey. These were like a delight to style. Alrighty, next up we have Instagram creator at rainydayslibrary. She works entirely from home, so she's really trying to find Pinterest-worthy outfits that are still comfortable. She also said she has a hard time wearing wool or similar materials because they're too itchy, and is trying to move away from just a sweater and leggings as the default. This is a topic that I know all too well. I spend the majority of my time working from home, so I totally understand like the kind of outfits that you're looking for. So for the mood board, I really wanted to focus on outfits that are just super comfortable in their shape. So we're thinking wider leg pants, flowy skirts, flowy tops, nothing that's like cinching in the waist, because there's nothing worse than like wearing a belt to like sit all day long. I also pulled a few travel day outfits. This is something that I think is underutilized when thinking about working from home outfits. A cute airport outfit is essentially what you want to create for your work from home outfits, right? Because it's going to check all those boxes of like, okay, we look put together, we look presentable, we feel cute, but we're ready to sit and lounge all day, which is like your travel outfit. And so yeah, I think that those will work really well. So first up, I'm going to style this brown tie, this little like brown tie vest. And immediately I was like, we need to go for a cream skirt. This is the cream skirt that I own, and it is the comfiest thing ever. I think sometimes we overlook skirts as being a comfortable option, but like it's literally just a tent of fabric. And this one in particular, it's 100% cotton, so it's super comfortable, super breathable, and it has like a scrunchy elastic waistband. waistband. It's never like pulling or feeling too tight. I would wear this every single day if I could. Like honestly, in the spring and summer, it gets to a point where I have to like stop myself from wearing it because it truly just is the best. And I think a really easy way that we can feel put together when working from home is doing accessories. So like I always put on my rings, and right now I've got like a little pearl earring. They're lightweight, they don't bother me. So I threw on a watch and also some cute little pearl earrings. Just adding like a little bit of a detail like that can really make you feel like you've put intention into your outfit. I also wanted to give you outfits where you could layer on top if you do need to go run an errand, if you need to, you know, get out of the house. And so I paired this with a dark denim jacket and then some really cute like velour velvety Mary Jane flats. I think these are so cute. They're so comfortable, so easy to toss on. And then I gave you a tote bag, which is from Strand Bookstore, because obviously with a username like Rainy Days Library, like we're gonna have to play into books at some point, you know what I mean? I didn't want to layer it on top of anything because to me, something like this where it has like kind of a slinkier, thinner fabric, it's not really ideal for layering on top. I would just wear like a bralette under it, or I would get a deep V cami to just like layer onto top to give some more coverage where they tie. The next outfit, I'm pulling these Gap pants that Lauren and I both own. These are the comfiest pants ever. They truly feel like sweatpants. They're so loose in the leg. They're so comfortable. And again, having elastic around the waist really gives it a lot of room for being comfortable sitting. And again, playing into the accessories, I thought this green bauble necklace was so, so cute. I think that alone with just like a barrel leg and a necklace is enough to feel cute. It's like enough to feel cute working from home. But if we do need to run errands, I'm thinking like a pop of color of shoes. These are pink, but we could go with anything. We could go with turquoise, blue, you know, whatever you're feeling. But I thought like a colored gazelle would be really, really good with this. And then some kind of slouchy brown tote to just match the top. I think this is so fun, so easy, and it's just as comfortable as wearing leggings and some kind of like sweatshirt, you know? The next item is this striped vest. This vest felt thick enough to layer. And so both of these outfits I would say are my most polished, but still comfortable for home. Again, we're doing an elastic tie waist. These are a really thick linen, so they're gonna be more comfortable for spring or fall. They're full length, a wide leg, and they have a tie at the waist, again, to give you that room for sitting all day. And then we've got like a really exaggerated fun collar to layer underneath. I think the reason why this is gonna work is because it's just a cotton top, so it doesn't feel too restricting, and it's such an easy, comfy fabric. So this is like maybe like the days where we have like a lot of important meetings. We just want to like put a little bit more polish on it. And also when I'm working from home, I find that my tops can be a little bit more, I can have like more going on, like layering, but the bottoms always have to be loose. Like they have to be a drawstring, they have to be loose. And then again, accessories, we're doing like mini gold hoops. We've got the watch again. And then I think because the collar is a lot right here, keeping the hair down might be too much. So I think we just give it a good little clip up. The next outfit, I had to give you a dress because again, I think we have this idea that dresses and skirts are, because they feel fancier, that maybe they're not as comfortable. But in the spring and summer, I live in dresses and skirts. I find them to be so much more comfortable, especially when I'm at home because there's nothing tugging on the waist. And so I thought this one was really great. It's 100% cotton. It's a long sleeve. It's got a nice collar. And I just feel like this is going to layer so beautifully. And then I've got big chunky glasses. Again, sorry, playing into the librarian effect here a little bit. But I feel like we have to, you know? And then again, some kind of accessory to make it feel really put together. We've got this gold bauble necklace, and I thought that these pinky mauve ballet flats really worked with this outfit as well. I feel like you could also almost get a pair of these and have them be your house shoes. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I have these Birkenstocks, but they're like an actual shoe, right? They're clogs, but I never wear these outside. These are my house shoes, my Hausschuhe, okay? There's the German in me. So I just feel like when I wear these around, I feel like a little bit more intentional in my day. Like I actually have a shoe that I put on, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's good to have a house shoe. It does make you feel more put together, like you actually have an outfit on. So maybe you get like a cute pair of ballet flats that you only wear inside, and it just makes you feel, like just put together, like, okay, I've got a real outfit on, like these are my work shoes. I'm going to work, even though it is in my home. And then the last item that she needed help styling was this striped sweater. She said that this sweater is pretty oversized and that she tends to just lean to a legging. And so she's trying to like kind of think of different outfits that don't just rely on, just a legging. I think some of us have this hurdle in our mind that we have to pair something big with something small. So like big top, small bottom, tight pants, oversized top, or vice versa, like crop top and then super wide pants. And I actually think that oversized with oversized looks really good. And so for the first pair of pants, I'm doing like a wide leg, but something that's almost like a straight wide leg, not super wide leg. We'll do that one next. Something that almost feels like a sweatpant, but isn't. And I think cargo pants are such an easy thing to layer with. Like a cargo pant always looks good with something oversized. And then to kind of balance it out, we've got those ballet flats again, because I think a big bulky shoe would almost be too much with both things oversized. And then I've got this really cute scrunchie. And weirdly, I think that's the only accessory we need for this. So that is one way that I would style this striped sweater. And then the second way, I've got these cool pants from Thompson Matter. They're 100% cotton and they're an oversized and they're a dark navy, like almost like a navy that's black. We don't want to do a navy that's too close to blue because then we've got like that, 4th of July parade look going on, but I think this is so adorable. And then I've also layered underneath this really cute cami that has like eyelet straps and a little bit of eyelet at the neckline, so that way if you get too warm, we can ditch the sweater. We could also, I love to tie a sweater on top, especially when they're oversized like this. I feel like the arms are long enough to get a good tie, because sometimes when they're too small, like the tie ends up looking just off. And so you could do it over the shoulders, but something I like with these is to go diagonal. So like one sleeve under the arm and one sleeve over and tie it here. I think that would be super cute. And then this one, we bumped up the accessories, the gold hoops again, and the little pearl earring. I think we also clip the hair up here, or a half up clipped up little moment would be cute. We've got the tote bag again, and then I thought loafers with this would be just so adorable. Again, like this is a good outfit where maybe after work you're like meeting a friend for coffee, you would not have to change, like you've already got the cute outfit on. So yeah, those are my 6 outfits for you. I really, really enjoyed styling these pieces, and I think that all of these really work for a work from home day. Okay, and now we're gonna take a break from the PowerPoint, or the Canva presentation, and have a fun little in-person styling intermission. A small business so kindly reached out to me and sent me one of their pieces to style for this video, along with a donation for the ACLU. This piece comes from ARW, which is an independent clothing line based in New York, in Buffalo. She creates each piece using intentional construction and quality fabrics, creating something that will last for seasons to come. Nothing is overly fitted or constrictive, so it's really meant to fit you forever and give you endless possibilities in your wardrobe. This is her #1 bestseller, which is the Kimono Coat, with a nice straight cut and a drop shoulder. This color was just speaking to me. This is like one of my favorite colors. I love light pink, and it really brought me in the mood for spring and summer fashion. So for outfit #1, I'll just show you my base. I have my linen Reformation gingham pants on that I absolutely love and wear endlessly in the spring and summer. Then I paired it with some espadrilles. These are the Gia espadrille in cream. For my top, I have this Free People top that is really loose and airy and kind of in that A-line style. So I thought it would match really nicely with the coat. It's so cute. It's like a great pink, and then it's got white stripes throughout. And I just really can't emphasize how good the quality is on this. When you walk into a fast fashion store and you start looking at how they tailor the clothes, it is all sewn so fast, right? Obviously, fast fashion speed is the #1 concern. But when I look at every single stitch on this item, this seam is flawless. Like the width between I don't know any of the technical terms, but like the end of the fabric and where she sewed it, it's a consistent like 1/2 centimeter all the way up. It's perfectly straight. And that's what you get when you buy from small businesses, when you buy from independent clothing lines. You really get this attention to detail that just can't exist in fast fashion. And of course, I've got to put a slouchy bag, like I've been telling all of you. This is the Fossil purse that I've been talking about. Just kind of shows that you can thrift anything, and I like to wear it like this too. I think it's like tousled. So that's outfit 1. How stinking cute is this? I love the gingham and the stripe, and the color is just working perfectly. All right, let's move on to outfit #2. Here is the base for outfit 2. I have this tank top. It's just a black tank top, and then the straps are white, and it's got some white around the neckline. Just a really fitted tank top. And then I have my linen COS pants that I just live in these all summer long. Okay, I kept the espadrilles on. I would wear this with my Teva sandals. However, I'm a little toe shy right now. Yeah, no, these toes are atrocious. I'm at the end of my half marathon training. Like, no one wants to see what's going on down there. So just pretend I have my black toes on, okay? And then because I want this to be a more sporty outfit, I'm putting my fanny pack on, but I'm putting it on over my tank top. And then I want the kimono coat to go over the entire outfit. I think that's like a fun little styling piece when you put your purse on the inside of a coat or a jacket or some kind of layer. Okay, see how this just works? This is so cute. I wish I had this when I went to Hawaii last month. Okay, imagine me in Tevas or little flip-flops. Flip-flops would work too, but like, this is so good. This is like perfect for vacation. And my last outfit is very Hawaii coated as well. Like I said, this pink just really sent me into like a spring and summer mood. I'm just like in shock that you sent me this color because I love this color and I'm super fickle with the pinks that I wear because sometimes they can make me look sickly. But this one is popping on me like perfectly. So yeah, that's outfit 2. And let's move on to my final outfit. We're getting progressively more summery. We started off with spring. Now this is like a spring summer transition outfit. And then let's go to like my full on summer or like vacation mode outfit. Okay, I love that we literally just had a blizzard in New York City and I'm like, great, fantastic, where's my swimming suit? Right, but like, let's get to warmer weather. And you know me, I'm a summer hater, but this winter has just been absolutely just beyond freezing. So low-key kind of excited for summer, which has never happened to me ever before in my life. Okay, so here's the base for outfit 3, my trusty gorgeous green one piece. It's got, of course, you know, a fun back. And then I thrifted this. It's actually it's an Aritzia brand by Wilfred, I believe. And this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I love this green color with pink. Is this not like the perfect little beach day outfit? And I'm really loving the fit with the skirt. Again, I would not wear the espadrilles, but like I said, I'm toe shy, okay? So they're flip-flops. And then probably like a big, like a beach toe, you know, almost like the ones that the hotels give you. So cute, so cute. I love wearing it kind of like off the shoulder, but it would also be cute just kind of wrapped up, you know? So that is outfit 3, beach and pool day ready. I will link ARW's website down below as well as their Instagram. Be sure to check them out. And thanks again for sending this to me. This was so fun. What a creative idea. All right, class, intermission over. Get back to your seats. Get out your notebooks. It's PowerPoint time. Okay, different day. I'm feeling very Charlotte York today. One of you guys inspired me to wear my DVF wrap top. So let's get into it. This is the $25 tier where you guys sent me one piece of clothing that you needed help styling and I made 3 outfits. Okay, first up we have this follower who needs help styling these LL Bean winter boots. She knows that a leather boot would be sleeker, but she wants something that is practical for the wet winter. And her style is modern, retro, minimal, and sporty. She also really values comfort in an outfit. I gave you 2 very comfortable outfits that I think are like exactly what you said, kind of modern, retro, sporty. And then I gave one that might be a little uncomfortable, but it's more of like the fanciest of the option, you know what I mean? So if you got like a special work event or like a date night or something. For the mood board, I pulled a lot of people wearing hunter boots because I feel like they kind of give the same vibe as the LL Bean boot. They're like a bit of a more unexpected shoe and they also have that more tactile look. So I figured any outfit that we saw with a hunter boot would work the same with the LL Bean boot. She wanted to know how to wear these boots with skirts, and I do have an option for a shorter skirt, but I also like the option for a longer skirt. Also, this person is 6 feet tall. I'm so jealous. I think I've told you guys this before. When I was growing up, I was like, I want to be 5'9", I want to be 5'9". What a letdown, I'm 5'7". But anyway, I would have killed to be 6 feet tall. Because of your height, I think you're gonna have a way easier time styling these boots than maybe somebody who's shorter. I only speak to that because my mom is like 5'1", and she always talks about how hard it is to find stuff that like fits her proportionally. And I think if she styled these boots, she might feel a bit like bogged down by the boot, if that makes sense. So I think your height makes styling this a million times easier. It's gonna really achieve that more sleek look that you're looking for. She was also looking for outfits that are appropriate for work. So this is my first one that I got. We've got like this nice vintage leather work bag, just like big and chunky. And I think this has to be kind of like a worn in leather bag because the LL Bean boots have such a work, kind of, like I said, like tactile. It's such a work shoe kind of look. So the bag, if it's too polished, it's gonna look wrong. And then we've got a really nice plaid skirt, so easy to thrift, and then this cream turtleneck, again, so easy to thrift. I would say don't tuck it. I've been really liking, for me, when a sweater's thick, I think you let the sweater be the sweater. You know what I mean? I think if you find, maybe you thrift something that's thinner like this, then we could add a belt, but I think this good chunky knit also kind of plays into the boots, because the boots have this great like quilted pattern, and they have some like fur lining, and so we really want to play into like this alpine look. And then we've got some cable knit wool tights. Guys, these are going to keep you so toasty. I love this. I feel like this is super comfortable. I think sometimes when we think of comfortable outfits, we disregard skirts, and you know, skirts can definitely be uncomfortable, but I tend to think that skirts that are short are uncomfortable. Skirts that are longer though are literally so comfortable. You can sit, they cover everything. Like you don't have to worry about, especially when you're at work, right? Like you don't have to worry about like being modest or like, oh, like is my skirt like riding up? No. It's just like this nice A-line skirt that functions just like pants. You don't have to think about your outfit. And so I'm thinking like a nice 7/8 skirt. So it's going to cover a bit of the boot. And I think that's going to help make the boots look more appropriate for work, because the bottom of the boot, the duck boot, is so sleek at the bottom. And so if we're hiding that upper part that's a little bit more bulky, I think it's going to flow really nice. So that's outfit 1. Outfit 2, I really wanted to play into the sporty vibe. So this one is a bit more of like a warmer winter day. I don't know your job. Some people this would be appropriate for work, or maybe this is like your day off outfit. So I've got these stirrup leggings, but I will say you can find, they're called, you guys told me they're called pont pants. I think Ponte, if I'm saying that right. Almost like a pixie pant, but with a stirrup, they're gonna just really allow it to be tucked into the boot. So I think if you got those kind of pants instead of just a legging, this would be appropriate for work, in my opinion. A nice button down. We're going like oversized, thick button down, and a wool blazer. This is actually the exact wool blazer that I own. And I included it because when I'm wearing this, I am so warm. And so you can get away with this when it's like in the high 40s. So this is definitely like a warmer winter day, but still like winter, late fall. And then I'm adding a scarf to that, like a dark gray, navy blue baseball cap, and again, a nice slouchy leather bag. This one is crossbody. It's like a bucket bag. And I think the brown just really ties into the shoe. I wanted to give you this outfit because you said your style was modern and retro, and this one feels really modern, whereas the last one felt a little bit more retro with the plaid skirt. So this one is definitely like the most modern outfit, and also sporty. I feel like the baseball cap just like immediately makes it sporty. So this is the most casual of the outfits, but I think it really works, and I think a stirrup legging or a stirrup pant is kind of just like the no-brainer default for a boot like this. Okay, and my last outfit, this is like the fanciest of the outfits. So I've paired it with kind of like a tight top and bell sleeves, and then a leather skirt. You can find these on Poshmark, on eBay, on Etsy, everywhere. This is a dark like chocolate brown, and then I've paired it with a trench coat. And then we need a pop of color, so I did green tights, green wool tights. The ones that I found are striped, so I would go with a stripe or just no pattern. I wouldn't do cable knit with this one because, like I said, it's like that more modern, sleek look. This outfit, I feel like we've got a good mix of modern and retro. The bell sleeves feel a little bit retro. We can do a vintage skirt, but the trench coat and the pop of color is making it feel a little bit modern. My hope for the skirt is that it would hit around your knees so we can see that green and there's like a separation between the boot and the skirt. I don't think covering the boots in this scenario is gonna help the outfit. I think we need to see the full boot. And it's just kind of like an unexpected boot. You know what I mean? Like a wrong shoe theory. And I love that. I think sometimes with these pieces like hunter boots or winter boots, we get stuck in our head, but we just need to remember like it's not that deep and it will probably look good with our favorite outfits. But I really think you can chuck a winter boot with everything. You just gotta like get over the hump in your head that's saying like, oh, like these aren't like fashionable enough. The rest of your outfit can carry the boots. So yeah, those are my 3 outfits for you. Okay, let's move on to Emma. Emma told me that she tells her boyfriend that she's watching her fashion friend. Emma, so deeply honored, truly, truly. Had a little bit of a debacle with her vintage boots. So she found a pair of boots that she loved, but they were way too small at a thrift store. And then she found them on eBay. But they were way too big. Now she's struggling because she wants this style boot, but she's not sure if she should buy the new boots or if she wants vintage because she lives in an area where you can find a lot of vintage boots. The picture that I ended up using, Miss Emma, was the boots from Takova's. They're the Annie boot and they're $345. So this is my thought process. I'm gonna show you the outfits that I created with them, but here's my thought process on the boots because you asked. So I'm gonna tell you. I don't think that there's anything wrong buying these brand new. If you can find them thrifted, that's fantastic. But from my experience, buying thrifted vintage boots, so freaking hard. It's so hard. I had those Fry Jane boots that I ended up getting rid of because it was impossible to squeeze my foot in there. They were made so narrow. If you can find a pair that fits, that's great. But also like sometimes with the vintage, it's just falling apart beyond repair, right? So I think to find a good pair of vintage boots, you're gonna have to spend about the same amount of money. And so if you're just kind of like sick of the hunt, I don't think there's any problem buying new ones here. They will last you the rest of your life. The rest of your life. These are like your one pair of boots, right? And these are gorgeous. I love the color. And I think if you save up, this is a great purchase. Like you've put so much thought into it. You clearly want a pair of boots, right? So I say go for the new ones because then also you don't have to like get the bottoms replaced right away or take them to a cobbler. You know what I mean? Where with vintage, sometimes you have all these bumps in the road. I would say save up for them. And in the meantime, while you're saving for them, keep trying them on in person at thrift stores. And who knows, you might be able to snag your dream pair for $50. Let's get on to the outfits. Emma describes her style as colorful, comfortable, clean, and country. So for the mood board, the far left photo is a reference picture she sent me. This was like her dream style. And so I kind of played on that. I would add Scandi style to your list of inspiration. I think if you go to Pinterest and type in Scandi style, you're going to find a lot of that similar vibe, because sometimes Scandi, it's a mix of country, like they're doing country boots, but then like this girl in the green polka dot, they're doing stuff like that. And I see you really enjoying that style. Also, Emma is a pastry chef. You guys have the coolest jobs. So Emma only gets to wear the clothes that she really wants to wear on the weekends because of her job. So these are all like weekend outfits. So this first outfit is more like summer spring outfit. I thought this was so cute. This to me is like casual girls day. Because you loved the vintage boots, I kind of wanted to lean into the vintage look. So we have this top that I found on Etsy, so adorable. It's got the little bows, the white eyelets, paired with the patchwork jacket, some shorts with little like sailor pockets. And then I love these just big 70s inspired sunglasses. I feel like that really works in like a really big bun. I had to throw in a vintage coat in this lime green color. This is where the pop of color is to me in the outfit. It kind of pulls from the jacket. For some reason, I styled a lot of people with this color because this color to me looks good with everything. It looks good with red, blue, pink. It looks good with every color. And so I think this is just so adorable. I think there's just something so fun about cowboy boots and a pair of shorts. So yeah, this is our little like girl hangout getting coffee outfit. I love this. Like I want this outfit. Okay, the second outfit, I wanted to give you something that's more winter appropriate. We've got a turtleneck, Fair Isle, and like a navy blue with some baby blue colors, just like a really fun, good, chunky Fair Isle sweater. And I paired it with this red and baby blue gingham drop waist skirt. I feel like these colors work really well. For some reason, if you throw baby blue in the mix, it does not feel too like Americana at all. Of course, the boots. And then I felt like we needed to add more country, like western, into the mix, and so I found this bag with fringe. So we're thinking some good thrifted vintage leather that's also in that same burgundy brown with a ton of fringe. I feel like this is such a good statement, and I feel like the bag here kind of carries the outfit, and so we wouldn't need to do too much accessorizing. But yeah, we've got the country bits, we've got clean lines on the outfit, and we've definitely got the color. Outfit 3 is farmer's market core. I would do a really nice wide leg baggy denim, and either something that's distressed or this one has like paint all over it, just some kind of cool vintage like funky artsy pants. I love this top by Domson Matter. Every time I say Domson Matter, I want to say Domson Matter because I feel like that's the German way you would pronounce that, and it trips me up every time. So yeah, I feel like a peplum here is so cute, and it's got these pinstripes and eyelet. It feels very country to me, weirdly. I think eyelet feels country to me because I think of I think of vintage linens at flea markets, and they have that like doily, you know, like at your grandma's house in the country, like those doilies. I don't know. So whenever there's eyelet, it feels like kind of a nod. It's like girly country to me. We've got the big sunglasses again, and then I have these two hair cuffs. I don't know if you have long hair or short hair, but you could also replace this with like a big turquoise barrette or something if you have shorter hair. However, I thought it would be so cute with two braids, and then these it's by the company Silver Strands. A lot of people talk about them. I think they're handmade, but you just kind of like hook them into the bottom of your braid, and so it's a little hair cuff. I thought this was so cute. And then I have this just weird, funky, distressed boat tote that I found on Etsy, and I think this is the best. This is the best. Imagine like a couple bundles of tulips and like spring onions in that bag. Yeah, Emma's looking cute at the farmer's market. I loved styling these boots, and you kind of made me want the exact same pair. Next up we have Mel, who is fellow YouTuber. Hello, girl. We've got this velour, almost like a tunic top with these amazing bell sleeves, and Mel describes her style as 70s, 90s, boho, and relaxed. I had a ton of fun with this mood board. I think we need to stick in the realm of like deep purples, and there's a lot of good potential here for thrifted items. So the first thing I paired it with are these kind of funky flare jeans. Again, I feel like you could thrift these so easily. Just anything with some kind of like flowers or patchwork on them, something interesting, some kind of detail. And we could even go with a more dramatic flare than this. I think matching the bell sleeves, a bell bottom, just to get that same silhouette. And then I've got all vintage accessories for you. These, again, these chunky sunglasses. And I think we're doing like a fun orange tortoiseshell, like this orange acetate of the 70s I'm obsessed with. A fun vintage leather purse, and then some pointed vintage shoes. You could go shorter than this too, because they're gonna be under the jean. So anything with like a good point and like a little heel. To me, this is mostly 70s, but the jeans feel a little bit more 90s because of the applique. But if you did it more of a bell bottom, then that would like be totally 70s. I wanted to give you a more spring and summer outfit too in the mix, because I think we default when there's something like a velour, it does feel so wintry. So I found these super cool. They're like a crochet knit pant, but they're not see-through. I see these all the time on Poshmark for like 20 bucks. So I thought that was really fun. It also feels very 70s to me. And then because of that, to make it feel even more summery, I had to go with like a Jane Birkin basket bag. And then I found this vintage tie scarf that we're gonna add to the bag just to get like any more little pattern in there. And these really fun vintage heeled sandals. I think with this top, because there's not much you can do with layering because of the bulk of the sleeve, I think you just gotta go full accessories. I really love this outfit. I think this is my favorite out of the three. And then the last outfit, I went more 90s with it. So I found this skirt on Poshmark too. It was like $12 and it's dark purple. So I think we go a little vampy with it. We go like the Drew Barrymore reference photo that I added. It's also this velour, but it's got some satin with those flowers. And then we're doing like a chunky boot, like a good 90s black chunky lug boot. A thrifted purple patchwork bag. This is where we're really leaning into that boho look. Like a tad of like 90s whimsy goth, you know what I mean? And then I found these vintage 90s sunglasses, I think, for this outfit because it leans more 90s. We're gonna shift away from the big sunglasses and we're gonna go with those like true 90s, tiny little tiny glasses. Super cute. I hope you style this. Send me a picture. Okay, next up is Liz. Another YouTuber, aka beepwrld. Liz, I love this jacket. Like, this is so stinking cute, and I could style this for ages, I think. So Liz says that this piece works better as a top because it's pretty fitted. It could be worn as a jacket, but I styled it mostly as a top. I think layering anything under it is gonna be a bit too bulky. Liz wants to have outfits that are comfortable and wearable, but still cool, eclectic, and detailed. And so this is what we got going on for the mood board. I just feel like, well, okay, I feel like I have a one-up because I get to look at your entire Instagram and YouTube. Me scrolling through Liz's Instagram to style her. No, but it is, you know, a little bit of a leg up there because I feel like your style is all about the layering and the accessorizing. So that's what we focused on in the mood board. And also different patterns, a lot of patterns, bright patterns, hats, sunglasses, all of it. Outfit number one, like I said before, a skirt is so comfortable, and I think sometimes people shy away from it, but it can be one of the most comfortable pieces of clothing in your wardrobe. And I'm thinking we find you a nice kilt. A long kilt. Something with bright colors, something that's long. I'm thinking mid to lower calf length. And we're pairing that with a really great vintage wool coat. I chose green. So this is definitely like the warmest outfit. And we can do, I didn't put them on here, but gray cable knit tights, wool, just to really like keep in the warmth. I remember in one of your videos you said you like the bowler bags with the long handles. That would also work here, but I chose like a traditional bowler bag with short handles that looks like an actual bowling ball. And then I think we need to like funk it up a little bit, and to make it more eclectic, we're doing these like Edwardian boots. These are so freaking cool, and I think they match the vibe of the top. I also think a peplum works really well with a skirt, because sometimes with a skirt, I think we tend to overthink the waistline and we want to like cinch in the waist, but a peplum does that for us. Like you don't need to add a belt or tuck anything in or whatever, because the peplum creates that shape. Okay, like I said, I looked on your Instagram and I believe you have pants like this. I believe you have green pants like this. So I think this is so adorable. And the eclectic piece here is this hat. Liz, you need this hat. I think a pillbox animal print hat is the key here. I think it just makes sense. I chose to put some like maroon velour ballet flats and like this funky vintage purse. And then we've just got like funky vintage earrings. They're kind of like a tortoise shell, not like an acetate kind of, but you could do literally anything. But yeah, I think the star of the show here is this little hat. This also really reminds me of B. Jones Style. If you guys don't follow her on Instagram and YouTube, fantastic, crazy good inspiration. And I do feel like this is like a B. Jones outfit. Okay, and the last one, I'm doing like a pinstripe pant. And the fun little pieces here, I want to see the pants with like this chain belt like this, so we can see that detail kind of hanging off the side. And then we're adding a white collar to the top. I think you have a shirt like this too, but you could wear underneath. But I also just added like a little collar overlay if you don't want like bulk underneath. And then I also believe you have chunky loafers. I feel like that works really well. And then I selfishly added a Coach Willis bag. I think the pants feel a little like office wear, and so the Willis bag makes sense because it's got that briefcase look, and then the loafers too are kind of like a nod to office wear, but then we get a little bit eclectic, we get a little detailed with it, with the collar and the belt. I think the top is so fun because it already has so many styling elements like the peplum and the buttons, and so I feel like you don't need much to make it, just to like bump it into that next level, you know? I love all three of these, but I think my favorite is that hat. I need to see you in that hat. Like, I think it's so good. You could also replace the hat with a bandana if you're not a fan. But I think the hat's gonna sell it. Next up, we are going to style this super cutie knit dress. This follower says their style is 70s inspired, a little bit granola, and comfortable. Which, let me say, I have found my tribe. Mamas, I've found my tribe. So this follower thrifted this over the summer, loves the color, loves the cut, but is having a hard time knowing what to wear with it because it's sleeveless, and they linked their index, so that's what we're gonna do. For the mood board, I pulled a lot of pieces with layering because I think that's gonna be the key for this article of clothing. Layered earth tones. I also feel like we could lean a little bit 70s. So many of you guys are into the 70s fashion, but yeah, I do think it works really well with like that relaxed kind of granola vibe, like hippie era. So for the first outfit, I've got a little bit of a cooler weather outfit. Pulled this sweater that you had on your index because I love the colors in it. I think it works really well with the dress. It's got the orange, and then we're adding in that green, and then you have these awesome cowboy boots that are also green, so we're kind of connecting it there. And then I love this Sherpa jacket. I actually have one of these hearted on Poshmark for a while now. I think this is so cute. And then just a nice leather bag to go with it. And if it's too hot, we can ditch the sweater and just go with the denim jacket, because that alone I think works really well. For the second outfit, we have more of a traditional summer outfit. I love this. I'm assuming it's like a linen or a cotton collared short sleeve top. Some of the images in the index were like a little funky. So I'm assuming I'm filling in the gaps with my imagination. I add a linen top to everything in the summer, and I think we just keep it open because you like the cut of the dress and we still want to see that, but just like a good little layering piece. And I think the linen again brings in that like granola little element of the outfit. I paired it with these, I think they're a little bit heeled, like a leather sandal, and then this wicker rattan circle purse. So cute. And then you had these really cute blue earrings. I think blue and orange always work well together, especially this like floral blue pottery kind of look. And then I added these sunglasses. They're from Etsy because I think we could benefit from a big sunglass. Again, I saw so many people with a big sunglass. I don't know what that's about because I don't really have them, but I just feel like for so many of these outfits, we really needed like a big honkin' sunny. So I added those. They are so easy to thrift, and they're all, like I said, all over Etsy for like less than 20 bucks. And again, it's like that retro 70s acetate look. I think it'll just make the dress really pop. And then the last outfit I think is my favorite. Of course, we had to do the Birks. Okay, you can't tell me you're into granola style and then get an outfit sans Birkenstocks. Love the Birkenstocks. I love the chunky buckle on this, and then we're doing a sweater with it. This is like a spring, like a cooler spring day. This is for one of those spring days where it's a little chilly in the morning and then it's dead hot in the afternoon. I think we leave the sweater unbuttoned for this. Again, I think we really want to let, we already have one outfit where we cover it up with the sweater. I think we need to let the neckline shine in these other two. I love these pearl earrings. You know, that's my soft spot. Got a little soft spot for me here with the pearl earrings. And then I loved this blue tote, blue and orange, like I said. Just phenomenal together. And then I added this handkerchief. I keep wanting to say handkerchief. They both sound wrong. I don't know. I feel like we needed something on the neck, like a little necktie. It would be so cute. But if you're not a fan of that, you could also tie this on your bag as well. Just, I feel like it needed one more little accessory. Again, so easy to thrift for like $1 at the thrift store usually, but I thought that would be just so cute. Like I love the little necktie thing going on right now, and I feel like it's very granola. So yeah, those are those 3 outfits. I think this is an adorable piece, and I think once the temperatures get a little warmer, you're gonna get a lot of use out of this. Quinn. Okay, Quinn. This was one of the hardest things for me to style. It threw me for a loop. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. Quinn thrifted this handmade vest in Scotland. I'm jealous. And she doesn't know what to wear with it because she wears a lot of red and blue, but together they're giving a bit too Americana and go USA, which is not the vibe that she's going for. She says it fits loose and relaxed, but the rounded hem on the front helps give it a nicer shape. So immediately I was like, perfect, this is gonna be great for layering. Quinn's style is classic, clean lines, feminine touches, like frilly blouses, cashmere cardigans, chinos, jeans, and she thrifts and buys secondhand for most of her clothing. Brands like Everlane, Cezanne, Doen, J. Crew. I knew exactly what to do here. Okay, here's the mood board, and we went super Parisian with it. I think that's what we gotta do. We need to go Parisian with it because they love a little patchwork moment. So we're thinking frilly blouses, we're thinking good jeans, we're thinking ballet flats, we're just going stereotypical Parisian with it. Immediately, I knew we had to play into the green in the collar. You can see that it on the, there's like a lining over, what's that called, piping? I don't know, but it's green. And I think here we don't play on the red and we don't play on the blue. We need to play into the green. That's gonna help. Because when I look at this outfit, I don't think it's American themed at all, but it's because the green is taking the center stage. So I took your advice and I paired it with a white frilly blouse. I think it just needed something at the neck, and so like a frilly little floofy blouse was perfect. I've got some sailor jeans here, a really dark wash, but not a blue. You know, you can see this is kind of, it's like a very specific wash of jean. I have a few jeans like this. It's like, they're a jean, but they're not black, but they're not blue. They're just like a really deep navy. And that's what I like for this. And then this is the Cezanne Clyde trench coat. And then the Cezanne wicker bag, some pearl drop earrings, and then some really cute, they're like a suede ballet flat, just to kind of ground the outfit again. I didn't want to do red ballet flats or blue ballet flats. I think that would be pushing the Americana. So I think the only touch of red in this outfit, the red and blue, can be from the vest. And then when you have that trench coat on, it's going to be very subtle, right? You're going to see the vest, but it's gonna be like a nice layering piece, right? Like we love this movement in the outfit. I love this outfit. I would wear this. I think it's so cute. And I think the wicker bag also plays on kind of the casualness of the vest. So we're kind of meshing these fancier pieces, preppier pieces like a pearl, like a frilly blouse with something a little bit more casual. I feel like wicker always just looks a little bit more casual, and then the vest I think is, yeah, more casual. This outfit is very much for winter, so we're gonna do like a cashmere cream turtleneck and then a really thick, like good vintage, thick, long brown skirt with a belt. The belt is there to just kind of hold the sweater in because we're not really going to see it once we put the vest over top. But I think, I don't know, for me, anytime I put a belt on with when I tuck something in, it stays way better. And then if you choose to take the vest off, I think we've still got a good base layer underneath. But we're just gonna make sure it's like a really good A-line skirt. I've got the pearls again, and then I've got a handkerchief, a little necktie in that green color again. Like I said, we really need to highlight the green. I think that's what is gonna ground this. And also playing up with the cream sweater, I think it's gonna just balance it out really well. And I've got some suede high boots and like a really fun chunky hobo bag. The hobo bag is like a touch maroon because I think all of the brown would be too much. Like I think if we did brown skirt, brown shoes, brown bag, it wouldn't be as exciting. So I do think we can do a maroon here and get away with it. So yeah, that's our winter outfit. And then for the last outfit, I again pulled in the green, but I think we can also do blue. So we can do a blue striped top with this. However, you have to make sure it's like that gray blue. You know, sometimes a blue pin down stripe, what the hell? Sometimes a button up blue pinstripe top, I'm not going to say it again, can feel a little too blue. So you're going to want to make sure it's like this cool, it's almost like a gray. And this one's a little cropped too. So we don't want to see it peeking out underneath the vest. Vest over top, and then we've got these green chino kind of straight leg pants. Again, the crossbody to me is so powerful when you actually wear it crossbody. I just feel like that little slice of tan leather just adds a cool detail. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like it really, a crossbody, wear it crossbody. I don't know. I think it always looks better when it's worn crossbody. That's just me. I feel like the styling looks better. But yeah, and then we're gonna tie in the brown to the flats with like these fun, like woven ballet flats. And this outfit, we're just keeping it very simple. Like we're not gonna over accessorize. And I kind of love it. So yeah, this was one of the harder pieces to style. I think because I just thought about it for so long, but as soon as it clicked in my brain, like I literally was like, I woke up and I was like, green, play into the green. As soon as I realized that we had to play into the green, then it was like effortless. I feel like I could style this forever. So what a fun piece. I hope this helps you. Best of luck, soldier. Next we have Ruth, and I'm so excited for this one. So Ruth sent me this Gap dress that she bought, and I've actually tried this dress on, so I know how it fits and I know what it looks like. And Ruth needs help styling this for a spring West Village bridal shower. It'll be in the beginning of spring, and the vibe is not super formal, but she still wants to give the people a fashion moment. Her style is understated, casual, organic, and a little sexy. She loves the dress, but she thinks it's just a bit girlier than her usual taste. She likes it for the occasion, but needs help styling it in a way where it feels more like her, but it's still cute and bridally. Stick with me, Ruth. This is the mood board that I pulled for you, and I am very excited about this because I do think that sometimes bridal outfits look too bridally, like bridal shower out. So I know what you mean. Sometimes I think we go too on the nose and it's a bit kitschy. And listen, if that's your vibe, go full throttle. You know what I mean? Get the purse that says bride. Live your life. But I think you and I have the same thought process here, where it's like, I want to wear white. I want to be, into the bride stuff. Sometimes it just feels a bit much. I also wanted to give you outfits that you could wear beyond the bridal shower, right? I think we're going for like this cool girl, like New York City cool girl kind of look. And I will say it was hard to make this sexy because I don't think it's a sexy dress. And so I think the sexiness comes from like a cool girl look. Do you know what I mean? Like slick, suave, and not maybe like revealing sexy. It's like a different type of sexy. This is the first outfit that I got, and I feel like this is very sexy. I feel like we needed to like edge it up a little bit, I paired it with this denim jacket from Thompson Matter. It's like a really good dark denim, and I love that there's no collar. I just feel like that's cool. And then we paired it with some black accessories. I'm thinking a clutch. I'm thinking a clutch, because realistically, you're probably not gonna be wearing the bag while you're at the shower. And I think a clutch is really cool. And then these are the black Aloha Sway flats. I have these, and these are like my go-to for like a nicer occasion, and they just hit the mark every single time. They're so, so cool. I think they're like the sexiest flat I have, because I hate heels. I do not wear heels, and yeah, this always looks great for me, and I feel like $1,000,000. And then we're doing like a really chunky drop earring. These are silver, but if you're a gold girl, swap them out for gold. I think this is like the perfect outfit, because it's clear that you're the bride, right? Like you're the one in the white dress, but it's still got some personality going on to it. You could wear this outfit again, and it doesn't scream bride. You know what I mean? Like when you're at the bridal shower, it's like, yeah, of course that's the bride. She's in the white dress. But then if you wear this outfit anywhere else, it's just like a normal outfit. You know what I mean? I think this second outfit is the most casual out of all of them, because I wasn't sure how casual you were going, but I think with the shoes, it's still fun, right? So we are just doing like a very simple cardigan, like a lightweight cardigan. I love this green color. Again, I styled everybody with this green color. And then I kind of like the idea of mix matching a leather for this. I love this woven bag that I found. I think it's very spring, because it looks like a basket a little bit. I'm assuming you're gonna get flowers. How cute would these be poking out of the bag? Adorable. But then to like just edge it up and kind of tone down the girliness, we've got some fun flats. So these have little round like bauble studs all over them, and they're silver and gold. And I know you said that your style is casual and understated, but I think for a bridal shower, we have to have like one piece that's like fun. You know what I mean? I'm like, otherwise it's just a day-to-day outfit, right? You could just style this however you want, and it's gonna be good. But to make it a bridal shower, I think we need something, like you said, you still wanna give a fashion moment, right? So I think we do something that's like a little funkier, just like one piece. Don't go totally out of your comfort zone. And I think the shoes here are perfect. And I love a ballet flat, truly. And this one's so fun with those baubles. That's so fun. And then it'll match your ring, unless you have rose gold. Do you have rose gold? But if you have silver or gold, it's gonna match perfectly. I think this is really cute and easy and comfy. Okay, and my last look for you is like a party look. If you do want to go a little bit more fancy, this is the look. We're pairing it with a leather jacket. I think that's so fun. I love a really feminine piece like an eyelet ruffly dress, and then pairing it with something a little bit more edgier and hardcore, like a leather jacket. Super fun. And then I've got these heels, which I thought were so cool. They're like a maroon with little flowers on it. So you could try to find a heel that has your wedding flower on it. I feel like that would be super cool. Or a ballet flat or something. So if you're doing roses, I think this would be so fun. They're beautiful. And then I loved this beaded bag. This is the most on theme outfit. I think this beaded bag with the skyline of New York City, so fun. And then we've got just like some minis 90s sunglasses. And I think the beaded bag is cool because it's not so in your face bride, right? Like it doesn't say bride on it, because I don't know, me personally, if I got a bag that said bride, I'm probably never gonna wear that again outside of the bridal shower. But because it's in the West Village, right, you are on theme here with the city, but it's something that you're gonna wear more than just your bridal shower. So I think it's fun to have like a bit of a themed moment that doesn't feel too on the nose. So those are my 3 ways to style it. Keep me posted. Email me a picture of what you end up wearing, because I'm super curious. And oh my God, congratulations. I love brides. Next we have Teren, who has this really cool Coach jacket. I love it. She wanted to style this for spring, and especially transitional spring outfits for some cute outdoor dates. She needs to be pretty modest at work, and then on the weekends, like something super casual. Her style is classic, sporty, and quirky. So this is the mood board that I'm going for. I feel like we achieved this. I'm so excited. Yeah, I just picked a lot of images where the trench coat was kind of the shining star of the outfit, and surprisingly I found a couple of people wearing pink, these pink magenta tones, and it was nice to see like the color combinations. Teren does like quite colorful, but doesn't like a super high contrast between colors, so likes to bounce it with like neutrals like beige, gray, brown, black, and white. So for the first outfit, I went really casual and sporty. I'm obsessed with your wardrobe. I felt like I was playing Polly Pocket. Like, I love everything in your closet. You have like the coolest closet ever. So it was like so fun to make these outfits. I chose this really cool, it's like a cargo skirt, the green, and I still wanted to pair a little bit of color with it, but still like a neutral, so I went with this striped top. It seems to me like a really dark purple and a white or a gray. The hat is also that same color of the top, so I feel like we have some nice unity there. And I love these shoes. These are so fun and they just look super comfy and, like you said, sporty. Super easy to walk in, go to the park, walk around. And I always love taking a casual outfit like this and then pairing it with leather. So I chose this leather bag. I feel like the shoes are leather, or at least they look leather to me, and then the bag is leather. So I feel like doing a nylon bag or something with this outfit was too on the nose, and so I wanted to do the leather bag. I think this is so cute, so adorable, so comfortable. For outfit number 2, gosh, I don't know. Honestly, all 3 of these outfits are my favorite. Like, they're so fun. Also, for this outfit, I was so torn. I was gonna do that butterfly top that you had, the long sleeve butterfly top, so that could be another iteration of this outfit. I chose another skirt because this is just so fun. It's got that Sandy Liang vibe to it with this little frilly pocket, and then I had to go with the loafer sneakers. I did this graphic tee. I feel like the yellow is bright, but it's not too much because since most of the t-shirt is white, the yellow isn't like domineering. So I feel like the yellow and the pink are still working together in harmony. And I think we do a little French tuck into the skirt. Weirdly, I think even though it's a skirt, the skirt is still pretty casual, and so I like the shoes again to like just kind of like elevate it a bit. And then I love this green bag together. I think green and pink always look good together, and so I didn't feel like this was too much color. I feel like all of these work in harmony. I also wanted to make sure that these outfits were outfits where if it got too hot, you could take the jacket off and again, you still have like this nice base outfit underneath, and that's how I feel about this one. This one is just, it's so good. It's so good. And the last outfit, I'm gonna do pants, even though I was tempted to do more skirts. But I love these brown cargo pants. They're like a straight leg with like 2 cargo pockets on there. And then this sweater was speaking to me. I want this sweater. This is so good. And so again, this is like a colorful outfit, but I really don't think that it's too much. I think if we did like a bright red with this or like a bright turquoise, it wouldn't work. But because there's that maroon in there, I feel like it works really well. I love this. And then I love these little, it was like a Mary Jane flat. And then I added the leather bag again, but I think we could do the green bag. I didn't want to overwhelm the outfit with the color, but I do think the green would look good. How cute. How stinking cute. I feel like this is like work appropriate. I feel like this outfit is the most work appropriate to friend function. You know, it's like the day to night look. I think this is cute for everything. So yeah, those are the 3 outfits I made you. I am obsessed. I think all 3 of these outfits are like to die for. So I hope you wear these. Next we have Robin, another YouTuber. This is another one that was really hard for me. That vest and this t-shirt are, I think, the hardest pieces of clothing that I had to style. So Robin has a 70s inspired look, but classic and minimalistic. And we've got this cool Geppetto thrifted t-shirt, but it's got a v-neck and then it's got this really intricate detail on it. There's studs, there's like a little belt clasp, it's black, it's tan, there's studs on the arms folded over. And for the mood board here, I wanted to lean into 70s outfits, and I also pulled one image from the 80s because this t-shirt to me is very 1980s, and I think that we're gonna have to push past a minimalist look. My thought process around this top is that I don't necessarily think it represents your style well, because it's not, to me, this is more of a 1980s top, so it's not totally 70s inspired, and I wouldn't say this is classic or minimalistic because of the stuff on it. So because it's like a funky piece, I think we need to like push past a minimalist look, if that makes sense. The first outfit I would say is my most minimal of the 3, and we're just doing like a straight leg, dark wash denim, high rise, a nice cuff at the bottom, and we're tucking in the t-shirt and getting a really nice vintage thick belt. And again, to make it more 70s theme, I've pulled the round sunglasses that I've given everybody, and then I pulled this purse that I used for someone else because I feel like it fit perfectly here. I just love the way it looks, and the tans match really well. And then we're gonna do a vintage boot, like a shorter boot that pokes out at the jeans. I feel like this is super cute. We could add a vintage leather jacket to this if we wanted to, but I really like this. I think this shirt is a little oversized, and so I think we need to buckle it in. I think we need to create a waist for the outfit. Okay, outfit number 2, I love. love, but it also is very like 1980s to me. So we've got this vintage black mini skirt. I'm thinking like mid-thigh, maybe like just above the knee, you know? And we're wearing the shirt over top, so we're not tucking it in, wearing it almost like we would wear a graphic tee. Suede felt like the right move here. So I've got a suede leather bag. These are super easy to thrift. I think we needed to pull in some of the brown from the collar. We're gonna do a sheer nylon, some black booties, and then for earrings, okay, these are Chanel. So like, I found these vintage Chanel. They're like so expensive, but I just wanted to show you like an example of something you could thrift, because we all know that like little chonky gold jewelry, vintage jewelry at the thrift store. You know, like my thrift store back in Wisconsin will do like bulk bags of jewelry for like $1. So that's what I'm thinking we go find, like some really cool hoops, like 80s inspired, like a little bit of an Art Deco gold moment. And then again, we got to lead into the 80s with the sunglasses. I feel like these are like 70s, 80s, like right in the middle. And yeah, I think we need to like go full throttle on the accessories with this outfit. We could also do disco pants, but that felt very not classic or minimalist, so this was my compromise. It was a leather skirt. I think this is fun. I think this totally works, and I think you could thrift everything on this page. And my last outfit is also leaning into the 70s inspired. So we're doing a flare jean. We could do a bell bottom or just like a really good flare. And then I think Converse would be so cute with this, because again, it's got that like retro vibe and it's playing into the black in the collar. Big old chunky sunglasses again, and then some kind of wicker basket bag, and then a penny lane coat, of course. I mean, this is like quintessential 70s. I think what I love about this too is because a penny lane is usually like, once you tie it, it's usually a V-neck, and so the V-neck of the t-shirt is going to kind of line it, and so we're going to see that interesting detail. And this is like a really cool like casual running errands outfit, you know? I think the jeans and the Converse make it super casual, and then that penny lane just like really amps it up, elevates it a little bit. So as you can see, I wouldn't consider these the most classic or minimalist outfits. Like minimalist to me is just very like black sweater, pair of jeans, pair of boots. But I think the shirt itself is not minimalist, so we need to lean into what the shirt is telling us to do. The shirt is calling us, and it's saying, mama, go big or go home. Again, this one was also hard. I stared at this shirt for like an hour. I was like, I know we can get there, Robin. We can get there. And we did. Next, we have Leah with a green vintage wool blazer jacket. She said it's a thin material, so it's not a winter jacket, more suitable for spring and early summer. Leah is trying to get out of her style comfort zone. She wears a lot of high-rise pants and sweaters, simple, timeless silhouettes, loves a good blazer, but is trying to add a few more colorful items to the closet. She's been experimenting with different pant styles, like flares and wide legs, and wearing more skirts, and she's looking to get kind of like that like office wear artsy look. This is the mood board that I pulled for Leah. I think to me an artsy look is like a little eclectic, but it's more about like adding fun. Like the neckties I absolutely love, and we're doing layering and we're doing pops of color, clashes of color, I think are a very artsy look. And so the first outfit that I pulled is these sailor jeans again. I love these on everyone. I think everyone should own these pair of jeans. I think because they're just fun, right? Like that little pocket in the front with this little button it's cool, and to get that artsy look, we're really like diving into the details. And so I paired it with this tie neck blouse. I'm thinking like a bit, I think it's called a pussy bow. Yeah, it is. That's insane. Okay, well, anyway, gross. Well, anyway, it's just like a big tie. Like we want that to be the focus, and we want it to like stick out of the blazer. And I think we're wearing the blazer open over top of this. So we've got that light blue, and it's got a little bit of pink in it. And so I thought we could do like a red suede work bag with some loafers. The tassel feels very artsy, but obviously very office wear, and some big bauble earrings. These are like a tortoiseshell with a little bit of a gold. I threw in the bag because I think when you're adventuring into color, sometimes people do too much too fast. And so we want to have like these pops of color in your outfit that aren't domineering. Like they're not taking over the outfit, or it's not like you're wearing bright orange pants and like a bright cobalt blue sweater. Like if that's the end game, like we'll get there, you know? But I think to start, we just do something like a blue shirt underneath our green blazer. They're very muted colors. And then we do our pop of color with the bag. Very beginner friendly, very simple, but still very cute. The next top I have, we're doing a white button up because it's just very office wear. And I think we leave it unbuttoned a little bit at the top and we add like a little neck scarf. So you see I've got that one. It's like a brown with a little bit of orange red and a baby blue matched with this pleated kilt skirt. And I like this because it's got a pop of that red, but again, it's not too much. So we're like easing our way into color. I also love these vintage acetate bangles. To me, when I think of like the artsy women in my life who are like museum curators or like they're artists or whatever, they have like all these like chunky jewelry. It's all about like the chunky and the layering. And so for this one, I really wanted to give you like a lot of accessories because I think those are the pieces that make it look very artsy. It's like, oh, that woman travels and she got those bangles like when she was overseas. You know what I mean? I also love the briefcase here. Feels very artsy. Feels very workwear, especially a vintage one. And then we've just got some leather ballet flats that match. And I think this is like a great fun spring outfit. And my last outfit for you is to do a wrap dress. Wrap dresses are so underrated. Like I love a wrap dress. They always are super comfortable. And I love this like blue floral. Again, we're like adding color, but very subtle. It works really well with the green blazer. And then we're doing a bauble necklace. Again, like that chunky good jewelry. We're doing the same loafers as before. And then our pop color is the bag. Again, the bag, I think this is really fun because this is like the most pop that we have out of all the 3 outfits. And I love it. Like it's a different pattern. We've got the stripes and the floral, and then we've got this magenta that just like really sticks out. This to me feels like the perfect intro to color outfit. You know what I mean? It feels safe, it feels reliable, but there's these good pops. And even something as simple as doing like a maroon shoe and a blue necklace, that's like so easy because you can carry that into other outfits as well, right? Like let's say you just wear a blue boat neck one day and jeans. Well, your little pop of color can be the necklace. And then, yeah, the striped tote. Or like before, the red suede bag. So accessories for me are such an easy way to add color into your wardrobe when you don't have a lot. So fun, so cool. I love to see like a tangible style goal like that, like to wear more colors. So best of luck. I think all of this you can thrift so easily. Like when you're at a thrift store, just like think like, is there a necklace here? Is there like a little, even like a tote bag that's like a funky color? Just like a really easy way to test the waters and start to figure out what colors and like what color combinations you like. This was the $5 tier where you guys sent me a picture or a link to something that you're considering buying and I let you know if it's worth adding to your wardrobe or not. We're actually starting with my friend Grace, who donated, and she was just looking for some recommendations for a good black boot. I also kind of have a leg up here because this is somebody that I know IRL. My friend Grace donated 20 bucks and she said, I don't need something styled, but I would like some recommendations for black boots. The first one are Vagabond Shoemaker Blanca boots. I have very similar ones to this, but I can't find the ones that I have online anymore, but these have a zip on the side. Mine don't. You can just like throw them on real quick. However, these Blanca boots are actually on my wish list for next fall or maybe late spring in the dark chocolate brown color. I just think they're so beautiful. My Vagabonds, I'm going on 3 years and perfect quality. They are such a soft leather, so they're comfortable right from the get-go. The only downside about the Vagabonds is that I don't feel like I can wear them in like slushy snow or like salt. They're a good daily when the weather is mild. So if you are looking for something that's a little bit more like everyday, like a stomper, you know what I mean? Something you can just run into the ground. I have the Doc Martens Amaya Low boot. They're actually on sale right now, and you can find a lot of these on Poshmark, surprisingly, and they take a while to break in. But once they break in, they're super comfortable, and because they have that lug, these are kind of like an all-weather proof shoe. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to worry about like the rain, the snow, the ice. These are gonna like make it through. And the last pair that I found are a tall boot if you're looking for something with like dresses and skirts. They have a little heel, maybe like a 1-inch little block heel, and they're by Cole Haan, the Silvana tall buckle boots. Real leather, and they're on sale right now for $129. They're normally $310. So I feel like this one, if you're looking for a tall, I feel like this perfectly matches your style. I love the buckle. I think that's like a fun little detail. Yeah, I think all 3 of these are really great options. Text me. Let me know what you get. I started editing this video already, and in this room, my hair looks like so light. Like it almost looks like a red hint to it. It's kind of throwing me off because in my other videos, my hair just looks black. And I'm like, oh, beautiful. I feel like you can really see like the dimension in my hair. All natural, baby. I hate dyeing my hair. Next up is Kristen, and she is wondering what our thoughts are on this reversible top. Kristen is interested in purchasing this top from the Instagram at by.stilda. It's a handmade top from a small business, and after shipping, it'll be about $130. Kristen is trying to get more pieces that are interesting on their own without needing a ton of accessorizing and styling, but she's also been trying to incorporate more color into the wardrobe. So not sure if the gray/black top would help in that department. Okay, I am like, I felt like such an idiot because I stared at this top, the images you sent me, and I was like, huh. I was like, yeah, which one should you get? Should you get the one on the left or the one on the right? I read your message like 5 times too, and I was like, which one? And then on like the 6th, the read through, it like clicked in my brain. I was like, right, reversible, you big dum-dum. These are the same top. And then I was like, oh, worth it. I was like, 2 for the price of 1. I think the top is really gorgeous, very stunning. And even though the price tag is high for a top, I think it's very warranted. It's from a small business. It's handmade. Also, I looked at the listing description. It's 100% wool. So the quality and the fabric is really there. So yeah, it's pricey, but it's also one of those like statement pieces, you know what I mean? I think there's just a few things that you need to touch on before committing to buying this top. Number 1, it's 100% wool. Do you like wool? Some people find it very itchy. I love wool, but that's a very personal preference. The second thing is because of its fabric composition, the washing instructions say to wash it by hand or on a wool cycle, and dry cleaning is recommended for greater durability. Do not use bleach, fabric softener, or ring. So can you commit to washing it like this? This is also something that's not a big deal for me. I own a lot of wool and cashmere. I don't find it to be a hassle to take care of pieces that need like a little bit more TLC than just like throwing it in the washer on hot. But for some people, they find that very annoying, and like the barrier to wearing the top is too much, and so then it just sits in their closet. Because this is a handmade piece, they do list the measurements on the website. So that's something too. You measure your body. Do not guess. Do not guess. It's too expensive of a top to guess. So just make sure that you actually measure your bust and your waist and get the right measurements, because there's nothing worse than buying something like this that's kind of one of a kind and then getting it and being like, I am such an idiot. Why didn't I listen? I think it's a really fun top. I love the reversible the reversibleness of the top. I think it's super fun, and I think it's checking all the boxes that you want besides the color. But sometimes when you're trying to add more color to your wardrobe, you need to start with something simple. Like, I don't know, when I try to wear more color, I'm not wearing a bright colored top and a bright colored skirt and bright color accessories. I'm usually doing one of those things, right? So like this allows you to maybe pair it with a blue skirt, or maybe, yeah, you do that pop of green purse that I've been giving everybody. So I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing to still buy neutrals when you're on a path to wearing more color. And it is checking that huge box of wanting pieces that are more interesting. Like you're not gonna have to accessorize at all with this. I actually think if you threw on like a big necklace or layered with it too much, it would kind of take away from the top. It would be like overpowering. Buttons going diagonal down is super cute. I love the keyhole. I think also this is good for winter and spring. So with the keyhole in the front, this feels very spring summer, and then flipped around, it's got more of that turtleneck. And if you just threw a blazer over top, it looks very wintry. If it's something that you've had your eyes on for a long time and you just can't stop thinking about it, and you have the money for it, you've saved up, maybe sell a few pieces to buy it. That always kind of helps buying these like bigger ticket items, right? Like maybe sell a couple tops on Poshmark. If you make $50, well, there you go. Then this top is only 80. You can think about it that way. So yeah, if you can get the fit right, if you're okay with the fabric and you're okay with how to care for it, I say go for it. It's a really cool piece, and it's also so versatile, not only that it reverses, but I feel like you could style this in a really nice way to work, but also like on a day off. So it's kind of got that like day to night feel. But yeah, super cute. I say go for it if given the circumstances. It's really cute. I don't think that you would regret it. Okay, next we have Isabella. She is wondering if she should buy a pair of short black hunter rain boots. She's just not sure if she would get any wear out of them. Isabella says her style is more elevated and rain boots seem to almost downgrade the outfit, but she does need casual weather boots. She's not sure what height to get, and she says she usually wears loose jeans. Okay, I'm thinking we go with the short boot. I like the shortest option. I have the mid one. Well, I actually own the very tall ones and the mid-length one. The tall ones that I own are actually in our storage unit because I can't wear them in the city. Like, they're almost too tall to where I feel like I have no mobility, and then I walk down the subway stairs like doo doo doo. So I say don't get the tall ones, and like I said, I have the mid-length ones, and I find them challenging to style. I honestly, if it's raining enough to where I need to wear those, I'm wearing them with a legging. Like, it just kind of is the default. I don't really find myself wearing them in a very stylish way, but I think if I had the shorter ones where I could still wear them with jeans, I would get a lot more wear. So I say we go for the shortest ones, and I think we do the polished version because they have a matte or a polished. This is also something I have experience with. My tall black ones are polished, and then the green short ones are unpolished. And the matte ones definitely have a more casual look. It just looks more like they're boots for the farm, you know what I mean? And I pulled two pictures here. This first picture, this girl is actually just wearing loafers, but I think this is a good example of where you could plop on the low hunter boots, and I don't think it would change this outfit at all. And then the second picture, we have somebody in a dress. Like, I would say that this is a pretty elevated styled outfit, and yeah, the boots don't take away from it at all. I think hunter boots are gonna be like the fanciest of the weather boots. I think they just have such a like naturally preppy look. So I think that the shortest ones are going to be the nicest for you because you don't have to really alter your outfits. You can kind of keep wearing the same outfits and just throw on the short hunter boot. Like, it really doesn't change much. I've also included another item if you just really don't think that you're going to get a lot of wear out of the hunter boots. My mom bought these boots, and she just has not stopped talking about how these are like the best boots ever. She wore them for 2 weeks in Germany. She went in like November and wanted a boot that, yeah, was gonna like look good with all of her outfits. She wanted to look stylish, but something that was gonna be able to keep her warm, keep her dry, and won't slip on the cobblestone. I never know how to say this brand. Is it Ariat or Ariat? I'm not sure. It's the Chelsea Wexford lug boot. They have a ton of different colors. They have black, they have suedes, they have regular, but it's a completely waterproof boot, but it just looks like a normal, you know what I mean? Like a normal stylish boot. So yeah, if you just really can't get past the rain boot of it all, I would go for something like this. It's waterproof, but it's still got that a little bit more elevated than a hunter boot. Next up, we have Daphne. Daphne is debating adding this skirt from Gap to the closet in either white or red. She says her style is pretty basic and minimal, but loves wearing all shades of blue and pops of color, specifically green and red. She's still trying to figure out her style, but she likes pieces that she can wear in many scenarios, like hanging out with friends, going out with the fiance, or for school. She's typically wearing things that are super casual, like jeans and a sweater or jeans and a top, but she's trying to move away from just jeans. You already know what I'm gonna say. Buy this. Buy this. This is the one I can confidently say, add this to your wardrobe. And I think that we're gonna add the white one because you like blue, red, and green. I think that the white just gives us a lot of versatility because you can wear red. I found this outfit styled where we can still keep a red top and then do a white skirt, but you can also work with a lot of different pops of color where the red might limit you because I just don't know what you'll wear with red besides white or black. And so with the red skirt, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a red outfit. But with the white skirt, we can do a red outfit, a blue outfit, a green outfit. So I think the white is perfect. You guys know I talk about my white cap poplin skirt literally all the time. And I actually did see this on the website, and I was like, anything that's a white poplin, I'm just such a sucker for. Like, why do I want this, you know? I will say to my defense, my skirt is cream and this is like a crispy white. But I think the drop waist is just so stunning. I wouldn't be surprised if this is lined. My Gap white skirt is lined, so you don't have to worry about it being see-through. And it checks all your boxes. Like, this is so casual. You can wear this with just like a black tank top, go run errands, but you could also wear like a nice boat neck, pop on a blazer for like a school presentation. You can wear heels with it. You can wear sneakers. Truly don't underestimate the power of a white skirt. I think it might feel boring, but for me, it's like such a building block in my wardrobe. I turn to it all the time. And also Gap is quite literally always doing sales. Like, there's always some kind of 40% off deal, so I think you'll be able to snag this for a really great deal. Yeah, I love this. I've been eyeing this as well, but I'm like, no, you can't. That's like ridiculous. But if I didn't have a white skirt already, this is the one that I would buy. It is just so beautiful. Yeah, I just looked at the description again to make sure, but it's 100% cotton. It's just gonna feel so good. I personally have never regretted buying something that's 100% cotton, especially poplin. Poplin is like my favorite fabric. So I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but yeah, I think this is just gonna look good on anyone. And you did say that you try to get petite when you can. Guess what? It comes in petite. Oh my God. Kind of a no-brainer. Like, I could see this being great for travel. There's so many opportunities for this. And yeah, I would definitely, especially if you're trying to move away from wearing jeans all the time, I think a white skirt, it's not intimidating, right? Like, you can just put it with any top and it's gonna look good. So I think the red might feel like more of a struggle to style since you're trying to transition into wearing less jeans, where the white, yeah, because it's gonna look good with everything, I just think you're gonna like, it's gonna be so easy to style, and then because of that, it's gonna like reinforce in your brain that you're gonna wanna wear it more because it's so easy to style. So I say go for it. So cute. Okay, Yasmeen sent 2 donations because she has 2 items that she needs help deciding on. The first one is a wrap top that she's been eyeballing forever that she thinks will be good for work. She's about to graduate from med school, so she'll be wearing it with slacks and a white coat. Again, you guys have the coolest jobs. She also wants to find a way to make it work with jeans without feeling super dated. She describes her style as classic, glamorous, and fit-oriented. So a lot of fitted v-necks, wide leg bootcut jeans, bustier tops, slip dresses, kitten heels. So let's talk about this first top. She also sent me this picture of Carrie Bradshaw as like a reference for how it'll fit. I think that this is a fantastic purchase. It's on Poshmark for $35. It's Diane von Furstenberg. So we've got a little designer moment for $35. I love a wrap top. I feel like there's nothing more kind of like classic and feminine like a wrap top. So I think this is like fitting exactly into your style. I think it would look great for work, but I also do think that you could wear it with jeans and make it look casual. So, and I found this outfit, I think you could style it in this way I think you could style it super easily, kind of like this reference photo with some dark jeans, a flare, a kitten heel like you said. I don't think it'll look dated at all. A cute little like mini leather bag. No, it'll be good. I don't think it'll look dated at all with jeans, especially if you do like big blowout curls. I think it'll just look, yeah, really Sex in the City, very sexy, very fun. So I say buy it. I think it's super versatile. Like, you could easily wear this to work during the day and then just change into a pair of jeans with some heels and grab a little purse and boom, you've got your night outfit. I think this is going to work really well in your wardrobe. And then the second piece is also from Poshmark, and it's a bustier top. She says she loves it, but cannot justify another jeans and a going out top. Are there any ideas for this top to warrant the purchase? I thought about this for a long time, and I don't think there is. I think it would be jeans and a going out top. So I think if we have to choose between the two, we skip on the bustier top. It is so gorgeous, and like, I don't know what's in your wardrobe, so if you have something super similar, I would say skip it. But if you don't have anything like with this fun beading, and if you don't have a black one yet, I think it would be worth adding to your wardrobe. Again, it's $18, pretty affordable on Poshmark. But yeah, if you've got like a plethora of these guys laying around, I think we can skip her. But it is really beautiful. So if you feel weak and you buy it, I don't think you'll regret it. So, but if we're trying to like save some room in the closet, we're trying to save money and just not buy like unnecessary purchases, I would say let's skip on this, because the wrap top is just so perfect and it has that versatility where, yeah, this would truly just be like date night going out top. Alrighty, and our last little shopping advice is for Sam. Also, Sam said that I influenced her to get her first Dooney and Burke bag and belt. That is so exciting. That's so exhilarating for me. That lights up my soul. As you can see, this whole video has been propaganda for everyone to buy a Coach bag. which could be to my own detriment when then I go to find my Coach bags and there's none available. And I'm like, what's going on? Sam is attending a wedding this summer and the dress code is business formal, and she would love help deciding on a new pair of nude formal shoes. She prefers a flat or a platform heel and something that really straps the foot in for walking and dancing. She also sent me a picture of the dress that she's going to be wearing, and she's looking at this Vince Camuto flat. She likes the look of it, but she isn't sure if the T-strap will cut off the leg line with such a flowy dress. I agree with you here. I think that T on the strap is not great for the dress. I think they're kind of, even though they're both business formal, I think the shoes are almost like too business formal. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it like screams wedding guest to me. I think it's more like a work shoe. You did send me a alternative, the Tommy Hilfiger flats, and out of the two, I much prefer the Tommy Hilfiger flats. However, I wanted to give you two different options because I think because the dress has like that bit of a satin shift, I think that we could really benefit from like a nudie gold here, like some kind of iridescence. And so I'm recommending this ballet flat by Dolce Vita. I think, number one, I think the square toe is a really beautiful look. I think we don't want to like cut off the ankle too much, but something like a ballet flat is so comfortable. Like, given the chance, I want to wear a ballet flat to a wedding. So that would be my first option. And then my second option is this flat sandal that I found, and I think this is my favorite. I think this really works. I like the flat, and I also like the idea of a sandal. I did some digging into business formal. Oh my god, the world of wedding dress code is such a headache. We went to a black tie optional wedding, but the invitation said black tie, but then when we asked the bride and groom, they were like, oh no, it's like optional. So it is so strict out there, like black tie optional versus black tie, business formal, business casual. There are so many different dress codes. It's like, it's kind of crazy. You can wear sandals to a business formal wedding as long as they're elegant, polished, and styled intentionally. And I think that these sandals work, right? It's not a Birkenstock sandal. Like, I don't think you can wear a Birkenstock to the wedding, but these feel polished, they feel fancy, and because the wedding is in the summer, we can get away with like that open toe, but they're covered a little bit. They've got like that cool swoop down at the front. I like the braidedness of it, and again, I think we're going to really benefit from some kind of gold, some kind of metallic-y option here. And I think it matches the vibe of the dress the best. Okay, well, oh my god, that's the video. The longest video I've ever made in my entire life. Just as a reminder, I will be donating the first 30 days of the AdSense on this video to the ACLU. So expect that around 31 days from now because it takes like 24 hours to finalize the earnings from the day before, but I'll post that on my Instagram in a post and also on my community tab like I did for your donations. Again, we raised $1,800 for the ACLU Foundation. I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support on this. This was like the biggest project of my life. I've spent like 50 hours on this project between like making the visuals and styling everybody and collecting donations and emailing and filming and editing. I think I've spent more time on this project than I did for my college capstone class. So this has been an extremely big undertaking. So yeah, thanks for your patience and thank you like so much for all of your support. It was just amazing to see everybody come together. And yeah, I just, you know, it's just a really discouraging time right now. I think pretty much everything about United States politics is just like in the gutter. Like, it just sucks. It's devastating. I support immigrants and immigrant rights. I said in my last video, just kind of announcing the fundraiser, like, I wouldn't be here if strangers hadn't taken a stance. My grandma, my German grandma, she was a refugee in Germany after the war. My grandma was actually born in Czech Republic and then was a refugee to Germany after the war. So, you know, like, how hypocritical of me to not take a stance on something, to not help in the best way that I can. And the best way that I can show up was fundraising. That felt like the most tangible thing that I could do. And I think everybody serves a different role, right? So some people really, you know, educate and share through their stories, and that's their way to, you know, engage in activism. Other people go to protests. Some people raise money. Some people help their neighbors. There's not one right way to do it. And when we start name calling and when we start bashing people for doing activism in the wrong way, then we're taking away from the greater good, right? It's just really about showing up in the way that you know how, in the best way that you can. And for me, yeah, it was offering my styling services and fundraising. So I'm glad that we could come here and like create this, you know, long video. It's probably gonna be like 2 hours of joy and fun and talking about fashion for a greater good. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly, truly. I probably will do this again in the future. So if you missed out, don't worry, like we'll probably do this like, I think twice a year is like good for, we can just choose a different organization for everyone. I would love fundraising and donating to be a consistent theme on the channel. But it won't be a while because I'm a full-time student and I have like 3 jobs and I'm a busy girl. I'm so busy. So, and you know what? I love to, when I'm already busy, I just love to add another, you know what? Hey, I know you're at max capacity. Why don't you commit to doing a massive fundraiser? Right. I'm a big dummy for that, but we got it done. We got it done. So, okay, I'm gonna go so I don't have to edit anything else. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to follow me on Instagram or stay tuned to the community tab for updates on the fundraiser. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.